it's level. It's like there's no more elevation in it more than, I don't know, 20 kilometers, right? Because like think of Mount Everest. You could fly straight to it without needing to bend your plane or something. So it's in that
Sorry, did you
type
just
of,
say bend a plane?
yeah, like
That's impossible.
bend.
That's impossible. You can't do that. It's not a plane if you bend it.
I don't know, drop. I don't know how you say it when
Do you
you
know? Do you know what a
drop
level
down.
Are
is?
you referring to an airplane? An airplane? Are you
Yes.
to the mode of transportation? Ah, okay. Just for
Yeah.
clarity. That's
Have
all.
we gone
Yeah,
away
yeah.
from the tool, the level now, when we gone to an aeroplane? Because an aeroplane wasn't listed as one of the tools, was it?
Anyway, so no, so you don't like Eric Dubay at all?
Did you just anyway?
Yeah, because I think this isn't like really a serious conversation. You're just, you know,
Did you
having
miss a
fun.
part? Did you miss a
What?
part where he, like, no, dead serious?
Yeah, I thought that was also part of the joke.
Let me try this.
Yeah.
Is flat a shape to you?
Okay, yes, I agree. You know the
What?
model
That was no.
no,
That was a question. He can't agree with the question.
no, I think he was trying to point to some type of
No, he asked you a
point
direct
that you're
question.
trying.
He asked you a direct
Fine.
question. Is
If a
flat
direct
a shape?
question,
Is flat a shape to you? Simple,
okay,
simple question.
then clarify it.
What do you mean? What clarification do you understand what flat means?
Flat isn't a shape.
Exactly. So how do you equate the shape of the Earth as flat?
What shape of the Earth is flat? It's not the shape of the Earth, but the shape of the Earth, adjective flat.
Yeah, but
This is
you
good
realize,
stuff.
yeah, it's confusion. It's confusion. He seems legit. He seems legitly confused.
Yeah. I honestly don't feel like you're being ganged up on at all. It's just like questions, and it's great. It's great back and forth.
Yeah, I agree. The Earth is flat. I agree with you, man.
Don't take this the wrong way. Huh?
That.
Yeah, don't take no tanks, because he can't even answer the question. It's how do you live with the contradiction that it's obviously not flat, but you in your mind you think it's flat. You have a different definition of flat that's somehow not flat. It's got to be hard to live with that.
Dude,
Yeah,
don't
you
worry.
live with yourself, man.
It
Like-
confused the shit out of me at first too.
It's just like a buzzword.
Oh, wrap your mind around. This is what I had to do. I was like exactly where you're coming from, and it's like, wait a second, I am holding two things in my mind that can't both be true. Wait a second, and then I had to go think on it. That's all I'm saying.
While at the same time, words have definition. Words mean things. So to say the Earth is flat, you're not describing a shape of the Earth.
Yeah, but I consider myself an anti-vaxxer, even though I think that vaccines are poisonous, but I still
What?
call them vaccines.
What?
Let's not talk about. Why are you talking about that? Don't
Yeah,
talk
what
about
is
that.
this?
We're not talking about that
Why not?
Because that's got nothing to
because
do with
it's
the
an off
conversation.
topic
It's a
here.
non
Please do not
sequitur.
talk about that.
It's
This was
okay.
an analogy. It was an
Okay,
analogy.
it's just
Then
a
feel
non
free to use
sequitur.
another analogy.
Use
Yeah,
another
feel
one
free to
because
use
they're
another
taking
one.
servers down for talk like that.
Anti-disinformation.
Yeah, I see, yeah. I heard about that.
So then why would you say that then?
Because
That's okay.
I don't know, like I didn't know if you were like following that. Thought maybe it's just other servers, bigger servers or something.
That's okay. Don't worry about it. It's fine. It's just a non sequitur. That's all.
You could change to Mumble maybe instead of Discord.
Just stick with the
Oh.
actual conversation that you're talking about. Don't veer off anywhere else.
It's fine.
Is that a suggestion, or was that a suggestion, or what? Or like an order?
I guess
Dude,
he's the
no
admin, so he's the
medical
boss
talk
here.
here. Is that clear enough? Don't talk anything medical.
Especially when I
Okay.
just asked you a direct
Fine, I'll
question
try
about the shape
another
of
analogy.
what's under your
But-
feet.
Yeah, try another one.
So let's see. I could try doing silly analogy. I don't know if this is gonna work, but like for example, I call the United States a democracy. I don't know, but it's not a democracy because I don't know. That's not the actual. It's a republic or whatnot. And
Okay, how about this?
What's the
Let's
point
let's
again?
try to steer away from anything medical related and political related.
Yeah, like
How about
what
that?
is the
What?
point that you're trying to
Yeah.
make? I'm lost.
Okay, I think okay, fine, whatever. Maybe I'm also lost.
Mhm.
No. I'm trying to help you so you're not lost. I'm just saying when you make an analogy, let's try to steer clear from medical conversations and political conversations when you're using your analogy.
Okay.
Yeah. That's just for clarity. That's all. Go ahead.
Okay, here's a good one. I say
Careful,
conspiracy
careful.
theory. I say conspiracy theory because it's a buzzword, even though like there's very good proof that it might be an actual fact. But I still say conspiracy theory so that people understand what I'm saying.
Okay, can I make a simple analogy to get to the bottom of
And
this?
that's why I say flat Earth.
Hmm.
Yeah.
I hear you. Let's say I was to order, let's say you made surfboards, right?
Yeah.
And I came to you and I said, can you make me a nice the flattest surfboard you can possibly? And you said, yeah, sure, of course I'm going to make it flat. How else is it going to work? And then when you receive the surfboard, you notice there's like bumps all over the place on it, valleys, high humps and stuff.
Like
And you tell
sandpaper.
the guy,
Okay.
sorry?
Like sandpaper on the bottom of it,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, like sandpaper. And you tell the guy, what the hell is this? I told you flat. And he goes, yeah, that's flat. What would you tell him?
What I'd tell them, I want it completely leveled out.
Right. So when you say flat Earth, is that what you envision?
Come
A
on, he said
surfboard?
leveled.
Yeah.
Like, what's that
leveled.
mean? Level
No,
isn't flat.
Not simply level, completely leveled out.
Yeah, what? You mean
So-
horizontal? Like, what the fuck? Do you not know what level is?
No, okay.
Level is an
might not.
orientation, isn't it? You can't have a surfboard. I mean, like, that's how you'd use it. But it wouldn't be level if you were riding a wave.
Yeah.
Level
Okay.
and flat, are they the same to you?
Flat?
Yeah, level and flat. Is that the same to
Flat. Well, more or less.
Well, why? See,
they're
you
not,
asked
bro.
the example was for a flat surfboard, and you said if it came back all like sandpaper on the bottom, you said you wanted it leveled. Well, they're not the same thing.
Look, I
Leveled
said that
is not
because-
flat.
Okay, leveled is not flat?
No,
Level is an
The Earth is
orientation.
sandpaper, man. The
you
Earth is
Okay.
sandpaper.
You-
Can
you
have
level.
a level wall.
you
Can
level
you
the
have a
board.
flat wall. Is your wall in your house? Is it flat?
It's it's not flat, but it's
It's not
I
crooked
guess
or
Flat.
flat, right? I don't know. Because I'm not sure how you call it.
not a trick question.
No, I'm serious. Guess you say flat. I'm not sure.
And this is complicated. A lot of people get confused with orientation,
Okay.
level, and flat. very confusing to people.
Fair enough.
Yeah, this is great though because this is amazing because you're basically getting a master's in this topic within like 5 minutes. You know what I mean? This is a very condensed amount of information that you're absorbing right now. So you're doing. This is great. I'm digging this.
Yeah, we're not flat earthers here, number one. Right? We're not
Okay.
going to try and convince you it's flat, because it's not.
Okay.
Just stick with what is. Try and drop the dogma.
Don't think we're being
So
confrontational with you, huh? I hope you don't think that.
yeah, I'm still trying to understand.
Yeah, take your time, and if you have any questions, just ask.
So then, would you mind saying what are you? What do you call yourselves? If not
We're
flat
all
earthers, then.
individuals here. We're all
Somebody
individuals.
kill him.
But
Yeah, I go by NORAD on here. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
We
I'm
call
Bev.
ourselves by our name. I'm
Bev,
SC.
and I'm
Okay.
definitely a phenomenologist.
phenomenologist. Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay. So
I'm
phenomena.
sugar cookie.
Okay.
That's what I call myself.
I call
Yeah,
myself a
SE.
flat earther. Just so you know, I call myself a flat earther. In case
Cool.
you're
Thanks. No
wondering.
thanks. Yeah, like SE said, we're all individuals here.
What you
Fine.
got to do is
Not.
But
separate.
how about the Earth? What do you consider would be the best adjective to describe it?
Soil. Me personally.
Soil?
You can
How
grow
about
things in it.
the planet, plane? I don't know.
What is
Let me ask
what
you.
is
I'm
Oh,
curious.
what
What do
is
you
air debate?
envision
Oh,
when you see the
ocean
whole?
plus continent.
What do you
What?
envision when you're thinking of a whole Earth, right? How do you
Okay.
envision it?
Yeah, thanks. I envision, the basic dome, oceans, continents, and ice wall.
Like a
And
pizza
then
disc, right?
like a like a Christmas, I don't know how you call it, those glass half
Yeah,
dome
those snow
structures.
globes. Snow
Snow
globes
globes, yeah.
with the ice all around, and yeah, okay, you bought
Yeah.
into that model, right?
No,
Now,
I
how?
didn't buy into it, but that's just what I think whenever I think of it.
How good are
Because
you at
that's like the
physics?
basic.
How good are you at physics?
I'm pretty good.
Okay. Now, ice. What happens? How does that form?
How does ice form?
Yeah.
Well, it forms from water,
Yeah.
it's a drop in temperature or by condensation of water.
Mhm.
Actual, yeah, kind of condensation of water or drop in
So,
temperature.
how would the ice wall work?
Well, because it's freezing there,
Yeah. And
so
how
the
does
water
ice
freezes
form
out
again?
because it's cold.
It's on top, row, right?
So okay. So at the bottom, you think like below like 10 kilometers, 10 miles under the ocean, it'll be still warm, you think?
It's not frozen, is it?
Well, it might be after a long time of a long distance away from any heat source.
Solid ice. That's not how water works. That water doesn't do.
Or
That's how we
or
can
there
have
might be
survive with the fish under the
or
ice because they survive because the water doesn't freeze. It only freezes on the top.
or there might be a dome covering. I actually didn't think of it. Maybe there might be a dome that goes even underwater and covers that section.
Okay, so you've just thought of that now.
Yeah, that one I just thought
Okay,
of.
brilliant.
But
That was
before I
quick.
thought it was
Yeah.
freezing ice that separates the water from the wall, the dome. Uh, so yeah, that's what I think the model is. But again, I understand that we can't really know for sure because we can't venture out to Antarctica.
That's the model that you've been handed, right? I class that as
No,
dogma.
no. Look, I'm not dogmatic. That's just the model that I stick to in my head.
Yeah, that's the
But
dogma that you've been given.
what do you mean?
Well, you don't have any evidence for that, what you're talking about, really. Unless you talk about some sort of Encyclopedia Britannica made in 1900s.
Well, it's more than a hypothesis because it it kind of explains why, I don't know, the air doesn't go out of into the vacuum of whatever. So there might be a structure that encloses it.
A
However, you're
vacuum of
right.
whatever.
Yeah. Like
What might be that whatever? You know, it's been stated that a vacuum, nature abhors a vacuum, I think it was said.
Yeah.
But I think going back to the ice and the water, Bev, like you were getting to, alluding to your background in physics, right? How does that jive? Like going through those steps and those processes of kind of questioning that. How does that jive with kind of your background in physics?
What do
Just
you mean?
curious.
Like how from knowing physics, I became a flat earther?
No, no,
Or
no. Specifically about the ice wall that Bev was asking you about.
oh, specifically about the ice wall?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
It kind of like makes you go, huh? Does it or not?
I just didn't think about it,
Yeah,
Just
yeah.
So the ice would be floating. It's always floating, isn't it, on top of the
yeah, to be
water.
honest, like as I understand, ice formed like it's less dense than water that's 4 degrees. So water that's 4 degrees will be at the bottom of the ocean, while ice will go up on top. So that will be hard to explain about like the ice wall, for example.
But we do know
Um,
what contains water, don't we?
what
Land.
solid land?
Yeah.
Do you think there's more land out there?
No, I just know that land contains water. Like every bit I've ever seen, lakes, um, oceans. I've been across the
Okay.
channel. There's always been water and land.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's what we do know. There's no need to go any further than that. In my eyes, I don't know. I only live in the UK. It's a tiny little island.
I have another question, or does anybody want to say something?
You've got a question.
Fine, yeah. Polaris, right? Does it
The light
spin?
in the sky.
Does it spin?
What?
Does because I think I see pictures where
Polaris is the
Polaris.
one that doesn't move, right? Or at
Well,
least it's supposed to not move.
yeah.
Even though if we do a time lapse, it does actually move.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's what I wanted to say. It looks like it's moving a bit.
It does definitely move in the time lapses.
Right.
Yeah. Have you ever done a time lapse?
No, I
Oh,
just looked at ones online or just photos of them.
yeah. That's how I can confidently say, yeah, it does move. It does.
Do you think that do you think it moves, or maybe it's some atmospheric like reflection of light, refraction or something, you know, difference in temperature
I've got a
during
clue.
the day,
All
and
I know
so it
is that if you
looks.
get a camera and you do it at a time lapse and look at the stars, they all move.
However, Polaris moves like the least or something.
Yeah.
So
I think
it's the
it's super.
closest to the center.
Center, I wouldn't say center, but I mean, all of them move. I mean, the center of what? There's nothing there for the center, is there?
Yeah. It's a natural
Well,
progression, I think, that go from, you know, the land and the water to looking up. But when you do that and you do have a time lapse, the one thing that a lot of people miss, and I missed it for a long time until Beth put a time lapse in there. But if you do it with the moon, that's like, wait a second, why is the moon moving at the exact same time lapse with the stars? So when you kind of refocus, you know, what you're looking at and look at the entirety of things, like some of the things are right in front of your face. It just has to be pointed out to you.
what does the moon do? The moon moves.
Yeah, what you've got to do is do a time lapse of the moon. Thank you, turn up.
Okay, I'll look that up.
Yeah, I don't know how many people have done it. Because all of the astronomers and all of that sort of stuff, they've got telescopes, got too narrow a field of view. What you want really is one of those shitty cameras, the P900s and the P1000s that loads of people seem to have.
Really, you think they're shitty?
That's what I've heard. We've got two of them. My son's got two.
Okay, I see.
Yeah, but the astronomers and all of that, the globies that have all of their telescopes and stuff, they can't do time lapses. They don't have the ability to do this sort of stuff. But if you
Which
have
is
a
quite sad.
P900 or a P1000, it's dead easy. Just put it outside, just click it on time lapse, set it on the setting, and leave it to do its business, and you can come up with all sorts of stuff. And you can be absolutely certain of what you're doing because you've done it yourself.
I have an astronomer, astrophysicist whom I talk with.
He's not called
And
Rob Parks, is he?
no,
Oh,
no, he's not. He's a local astrophysicist, and he has like a telescope and everything. So, and he agreed to talk once in 2 months about flat Earth if I wanted to with him. So I think I might, find a few questions online or from you or just myself and ask him. Maybe ask for some data.
He'll be able to give you data.
Of course. And I talked with him, and he says that they use Polaris to orientate their telescopes, at least certain telescopes.
Yeah.
It's called polar aligning.
So it was funny because he said, no, the Polaris moves, but we use it to orientate our telescopes.
It doesn't move enough to make a difference for.
They don't have Polaris in the exact center.
Are you sure that it moves, or maybe it's like maybe it's just a refraction, for example? Like the air just changes, the temperature of the air changes during the day, and that's why you see that it moves a bit away from its axis. Maybe that's an explanation.
My
Test it.
opinion is when you try to ascribe reasons why or because, as soon as you start saying because, that's where you get kind of like, well, it could be this, could be that. Then it's just like a
Okay.
guessing game. That's my opinion.
Well, but it is a guessing game, but you could try creating a, scientific method, create an experiment
What are you gonna
to
what are you gonna manipulate for your independent variable if you're gonna go there?
why manipulate, or what experiment do I want to do?
Well, I mean, this is a rabbit hole.
Okay. What is a rabbit hole?
Trying to do a scientific experiment on something that is in a light in the sky. You can't do that.
Right. We could do the best of our ability. We could send a
But
balloon, for example.
it's not going to be a scientific experiment, though.
And what will it be?
It'll be just a guessing,
You think?
like we started with. Yeah, well, you started there, and then you're going to end up there.
Hmm.
You know what I mean?
But, So you're saying we? So you're saying, uh, well, but I still would think that we should try researching, understanding somehow, and I guess the scientific method is the best. And whatever experiments we have, will, if just at some point, we could
Yeah, I
try
guess that's a
making it.
that's a worthwhile endeavor, I suppose. But like I said, it's a rabbit hole.
Fine.
It's a guessing
Uh,
game at the end of it. At the end of it, no
are
matter
there
what.
are
How
there
you
any
slice it.
flat Earth? I don't know what to say so
Yeah, this is
that
where
you
flat
will
earthers
be,
go to die.
huh?
This is where flat earthers go to die. It's right here. Give up. Stop trying. Stop saying the earth is flat.
Or hang
It's a
around and just
beautiful
talk a
place.
bunch of shit. Yeah. Some flat earthers don't die. They just hang around and talk a lot of shit.
Yeah, that's what they do.
Flat earth never dies.
He's
But you just said
He's
that.
keen
Yeah.
to keep you. Do you not want to take him over there, Tanks? Do you want to? You sure you want him here?
He'll come. He'll come eventually. That's no problem. But here is where you can talk about straight lines, geometry,
Yeah, don't worry
things like
about
that.
it. I'm sure they'll have some sort of logic person talking shit in the background in all of his other ones that he
I'm
wants
not
you to
talking
take
shit.
to.
I'm just saying, man. It's where you go to die, the flat earther.
Hey, Tanks.
What are you
It's
talking about?
it's cool. It's cool that you're learning also, and so am I.
Is it Drake? Do you get the understanding that some flat earthers are a little bit, I don't know, butter about just talking about certain things?
Well, I mean, you know, I think it's great that you
No,
would want to
because
experiment and try to find
I
out what's going on in the sky. Yeah.
I,
Is
I
your
mean, the
I
name?
guess
sky seems to power the earth.
Well,
My name what?
I guess he's trying to say that he noticed I would me to say flat earther because you would start, reminding me that it's a label. So I guess that's why he said that's where flat earthers go to die. Like that's what it pushed him to start talking about that.
Yeah,
Because
they like the
you have,
name.
yeah.
Yeah,
It's
Who
about learning.
who are they?
the flat earthers, they like being called flat earthers, even though they live with the contradiction that it's not flat. And that's a really weird outward sort of thing to give to people. They have a really confusing idea because you're actually giving people a contradiction. And they've already
Yeah.
got enough contradictions to deal with on their own. That's why they don't understand. It doesn't make any sense.
Well, it's just so that people know that it's not a globe. So people who think it's not a globe, they call themselves flat earthers. Just so that, well, some people do because it's just easier for others to understand or not. You don't
Yeah,
ascribe
there's a
or
level of
think about it.
understanding that goes with it. Yeah, for sure. You understand when you say flat earth. I understand.
Yeah.
Right, you know, you shouldn't give up on experiments, though. Like, you shouldn't, I
You
mean,
see,
if ever somebody else could
nobody
enjoy
said
drawing a
something
straight line
talking
to
about
polarity and
giving
seeing
up
what
on
happens.
experiments. See, that's a straw man.
Yeah.
What I would say is the understanding of understanding, right? To me, is standing under. So you have the confidence to be able
Is
to say the structure that you have built, the argument is that solid, you can stand underneath it. That's
Bev,
what
I see.
understanding is to me. So, I mean, I don't know whether you have the same sort of understanding of that.
Bev, I see that you're also a common law, expert or whatnot.
A what?
A common law expert.
I've not got a clue. I haven't got a clue what
Yeah.
common law is.
The understanding, I know what you're talking about. It's
What?
like that when a policeman
No,
says, "Do you understand me?"
no. Literally, The understanding means that you have enough confidence in that particular topic to be able to make an argument or express it in a way that you have the confidence to stand underneath what you are saying. It won't collapse in on you. That's what it means to me. Like in a construction thing. You can put a roof on it. You can make a solid structure. An argument about that thing means you have an understanding of it. You can stand under your knowledge of it because it's constructed strong enough. If I don't have an understanding of it, I'll never build a structure about something because it'd be a weak argument. It wouldn't be able to stand. That's what it means to me.
I see. I thought you meant something else, but okay.
No, I didn't.
So that's why you don't like people saying flat Earth?
Understanding the
There
dictionary.
is
in the
no
dictionary.
like, dislike. I'm not like that. It doesn't make any difference to me what anybody else calls them. I just already said at the beginning of the conversation, I ask a flat earther, how do you live with the contradiction? Just to let you know. I mean, it doesn't bother me. I know there's loads of people that live with all sorts of contradictions in their heads. I personally try to limit them.
Will it be fine in this conversation that I keep using that term?
If you want to keep calling yourself a flat earther.
Well, at least for now, until I have a better way of labeling, a better word for it. Do you have a better term for it?
Better understanding.
A better word for what?
I would say.
Like, what is it you want to express with that particular statement? What is it you want to say?
Well, people that don't ascribe to the globe Earth theory and don't think it's like hollow or something.
So you don't think it's a globe?
I don't think it's a globe, and I
There you
don't
go.
think it's hollow.
There you go. That'll do.
That's
And
it.
not hollow.
You don't have to jump with any. Yeah, there's no sort of gangs, right? You can have your own opinions without jumping on any bus or train or gang or whatever. You don't have to wear any colours or anything.
Or
Yeah.
or hollow or concave or convex or whatever. You don't have
Yeah,
to put
so without all of those also, so something separate.
Yeah.
You don't have to wear it, but yellow is preferred.
The idea is that you release dogma. Anything that somebody's told you that you haven't confirmed for yourself, just suspend judgment. You don't have to go with anything. Nobody's forcing you to be anything. Or nobody's saying, yeah, here's a, call yourself this.
Call yourself whatever you want, man. But what do you think? Do you think Polaris is moving, or do you think it's stationary?
I think it's a very very appropriate to kind of go through this as the trivium part. Have you heard of the trivium?
No.
Yeah, okay. Well, I'm probably not the best person to explain it, but the reason why you're kind of getting like, oh, okay, I didn't know necessarily what that word meant, or the logic behind why that thought has been processed and being able to be presented to you in a different way than you've thought of before is because of that structure. It's been kind of lost, and I think probably better. I mean, you can say it better than I can. But going through this while you're kind of like rediscovering what your own thoughts are, that's part of the things that you're doing in your mind that you don't even necessarily realize you're doing until it's pointed out to you. That's my thoughts.
Again, you can associate yourself with whatever model you choose to associate yourself with. That's fine. Nobody's going to stop you from doing it. But I can speak for myself. I don't have a model, and most everybody else here will probably say that they don't have a model either, because we don't live on a model. We live in reality. So you can associate yourself, like I said, with any model you'd like. But if you're coming here to present your model, then make sure you bring an argument. So if you're going to go debate somebody or anything like that, you need to have your argument for what you're trying to, what point you're trying to get across. Does that make sense?
Well, of course, you need an argument to present your point. But
So that's kind of how it goes here, though, right? We don't associate with a model. Does that make
okay.
sense?
Um,
Because you're aware of the two models, right? You are aware of the two models that exist: the heliocentric and what flat Earth model, right?
yeah, geocentric, but that's still not flat
I think
exactly.
that I don't think there's any evidence for either. At least no argument.
I
That's my opinion.
I think there's evidence for the flat Earth. Well, I'll use that still, flat Earth model. For two
So
reasons.
you've seen
That
the dome?
no, besides the dome and everything else.
Mhm.
For two reasons. One, 70% of the Earth, like the known Earth, is water. The
Okay.
surface of it is water,
hmm
and water stays on level.
hmm
And the globe model is erased because I could see, I don't know, 20 kilometers, 30 kilometers.
Yeah, it's
Uh,
pathetic. Yeah, I get it.
so no curvature,
hmm
and it stays flat. Water stays flat and level, so it's probably flat.
Water level.
Water level, yeah. So the water's surface, like it's level. That's why flat Earth
Did you say 70%?
of the known Earth.
Dogma.
Well, okay.
That
So
you've
do you know
accepted.
more?
You've accepted
Do
that.
do you know more? Water, less water?
Haven't got a clue. That's what I say. I released that dogma. I don't know.
Exactly. So it's not known.
Yeah, but
I
if you
said
say
known water.
70, then 30
Oh,
added on to 70 makes 100. That's a
yeah,
whole. That's a one. That's the unit.
yeah. That's the
That's why you
known
calling it E, big
Earth.
E. Yeah.
Well, I call it known Earth.
Yeah, I heard you
There
say
might be.
I heard you say Earth is 70% water.
Well, I specifically said known Earth because
Hmm.
we don't know what's above over Antarctica.
Yeah, and when I said Earth earlier, I said soil. The water is 100% water.
Well, I don't know what to say then. Known land, known area. 70% of the known area.
That wouldn't be true, would it?
Not water.
The
What?
dirt can't be water at the same time, right?
What?
So not water.
What's that?
So not water is what you're trying to
70
say. No, you're saying 70% is water,
and
30% is what?
yes, it's probably not water. The surface, I mean.
And water is different than earth, right?
Yeah, because it's
Okay.
a liquid.
hmm Right.
So yeah, where were we? Where was I going with this?
Are you on Twitter?
I'm not.
Okay. I'm gonna put a hashtag in. Oh wait a minute.
How do you feel about not being able to discuss politics or medical stuff?
How about that? It says mountains and valleys negate flatness,
but the
but the
water is
water
level.
is level.
Okay, yeah.
So what does that sort of take the argument into? What's the next question that you should be asking?
Next question to that.
Yeah.
I guess, how do you put that into one word or one term?
Do you want me to ask you?
Okay.
What's level?
What's level?
Yeah.
Guess flat, two-dimensional, horizontal.
So if the water's it can't be two-dimensional. But if the water's horizontal, what's that?
I don't know, horizon, what?
Horizon. So another example of a horizontal, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, do you think you could support that argument?
Support what argument?
That level is horizontal. It may not
That's
sound
an
like much.
argument.
It doesn't sound like much of an argument, does it?
It sounds like arguing about. What do you mean?
Well, you could
That le-
have an argument that said something, 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 and something, something, something. Therefore, level is horizontal as an outcome, right? The conclusion, level is horizontal, because it's a statement of fact. So you could definitely make an argument that ends up with you saying, therefore, level is horizontal.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because level is horizontal.
Yeah, but watch what you're
That
saying. People will get pissed off at you if you say it out loud to some people. In fact, they'll go mad.
that what? That water's horizontal? That's level?
Yeah, the level is horizontal. Yeah, level is a straight line on a horizontal plane. They'll go crazy because it's an actual argument from reality that you can stand by. You can stand
Yeah.
under that argument.
Yeah. And their theory that tries to contradict that says that it's, the globe and its gravity holds it together. You could just say, if you look, there's no curvature. So your globe model is wrong. So the only logical explanation is the one that's left, that it's flat, that it's level, that's horizontal.
No, that level is horizontal. Like that's an argument in enough. You don't need to say anything's flat. Just the argument of fact. Level
Also
is
can't base
horizontal.
it.
Everybody knows it's true.
Hey, here's a question. How could I put that hashtag into one word? Mountains and valleys negate flatness, but the water is level. How can I put that into one
That's
word?
it. That was the hashtag right there.
Yeah, but how can I put that
Put a
into one
hashtag in
word?
front of it. Hyphens.
Like, I would just say level,
Why
water
would
level.
we have words for a reason,
Okay.
right? They all
Yes.
have their individual things, so they can tell a story with it. Why would you want to take a group of words and sum them up into one? How would that work?
Well,
There
isn't
would be
that
no
what?
mental procedure then. You'd just end up teaching people a word. But what would that word mean? All of the other
Well,
words joined together?
well, first they must understand the concept, and then you name that concept into one thing, and then they can understand whenever you just say the concept, because they remember the explanation.
Are you hopping
It's
into hashtags?
what?
Are you hopping into hashtags?
Hopping? What?
Like, where are you going with this kind of idea
Are
that you're?
you wondering
Oh,
where, like,
because
like how you could easily
how can
explain
I?
that level is horizontal to somebody who is unaware?
How can I call this?
Tanks is helping you, right?
Yeah,
What was that? Sorry, what was that, Tanks? What?
yeah.
Oh, I don't want to take his question away. He might forget the question. Somebody asked him a question.
No. What you were interrupting? What was it you wanted to say?
I was curious. Was it Traverse? What is it called here?
Break.
Travis?
Oh,
Trake? Yeah,
yeah.
Trake. Yeah. Were you trying to find like what's like the simple like one sentence that I could just maybe tell somebody who's unaware that level is horizontal and that the Earth is flat? Were you trying to figure out like a
No, the statement was mountains and valleys negate flatness, but the water is level.
Is there an esoteric way of saying this?
No, you just say it blatantly like that.
Why would you want to?
Yeah, I mean,
What?
what's up with it? What do you think? Is there something wrong with?
What's that? It's like you're trying to take this and for and make it something different or concise it. You can't really like bundle it up. Like, is it for your mind to be able to compartmentalize what you're kind of learning? Is that it?
Yeah, I guess.
What would you
Just
do? I'm
well,
asking you, what would you? How would you summon it?
I
Right?
come.
Because we're all individual thinkers here, right? Like, you know, if you have a problem, come with a solution as well, right? So I don't know if you've heard of that, but how would you summon?
Be
Do you agree
honest,
with that? Do you
I
agree
would
with
just
that?
call it flat. I would just call it flat, not because the concept, because just to add another definition to it in the dictionary. Flat also means that. Because if you look at the dictionary, there's words that have different meanings.
Flat also
Like,
means not flat.
no, flat also means that. It
What?
means
Not flat.
mountains and valleys, but water level.
Oh
That's
boy.
flat.
Have you heard of the concept of advanced simplicity?
Advanced simplicity? No.
Yeah. Well,
No, I have not.
Did we forget our surfboard example?
No, but look, I'm just talking dictionary stuff here. Because in
Forget
the
that
diction,
stuff, bro.
good.
Forget that stuff. Use your own brain, bro. Use your own
Advanced
discernment.
simplicity. Advanced
Yeah,
simplicity.
Sorry, wait,
or
simple.
do you think, or
wait a minute. He's using the dictionary. Which dictionary are you using? And are you using
no?
the dictionary for flat or for level?
I mean adding a definition to the word flat to explain
What,
the
for flat
flatness.
earthers? So flat earthers can't contradict themselves. You just change the definition. That sounds
Not change the definition, but just add a definition.
a contradictory definition.
Well, I don't know if it's contradictory, but it just
Not
adds
flat.
another.
Like Wikipedia or something.
Wait, you're trying to fit something that doesn't fit into your paradigm into your paradigm. So you're trying to fit a round peg in a square hole, or vice versa, or whatever. It seems like you're going out of your way to make up something that fits with what you think without
Oh, well,
like accepting it for what it is. And you can't do that kind of thing. Like, why would you? Like, you're going through much more mental effort to do
Let
what
me
you're
ask
trying
you
to
a
do.
question. Can flat be higher or lower at any part?
what do you mean higher or lower?
Well, you know what higher or lower means?
Okay, yeah, okay, I get it. Well, no. If it's
So there you
if
go.
it's the
That's it.
if it's the mathematical definition, then no.
He's
No,
got a
in real
dictionary
world, in real world, in reality,
Well,
I'm
wait a minute.
asking
There
you.
is no mathematical definition of flat. Unless you mean a plane.
Well, what?
Do you mean a plane? Because there's definitely planes in maths, 2-dimensional planes.
You're trying to get, in my opinion, you're trying to get away from the things that you just learned.
I'm not trying to get away from it. I'm just saying that I would like to give a concept and this concept a name. And flat is just what right now is the word that most people use. So I just want to
Right.
cart
So like,
wagon onto that concept, to that
right.
word.
So
Did you
you're
not come to an agreement that you said yourself that flat cannot be higher or lower at any point?
Well, now look, I'm looking at the definitions of flat, and there's like 14 definitions.
Yeah, but
Do
forget
any of them
what
say
other
not
people tell
flat?
you.
Bumpy,
Well, I'll look at
curvy,
it, and there
Many
there
of
are
them
some
mention
that
melting,
are
spherical, curved. Any of them say that?
melting, filled.
go to Wikipedia, make the definition whatever you want, and then sleep easy at night. That's what you
having a
want.
relatively smooth or even surface. So that's relatively even. So it's not completely. So that's something, for example. That's one of the definitions
So
of
if I was to ask
universe.
you to make me a flat runway for my plane and you made it, well, almost flat, would that be good enough?
Would you call a cliff face relatively?
Well, compared to the whole, you know, expanse of the area that we know of, then yes, it's relatively flat. It just
Right.
goes up 10 miles when the whole expanse we know is like 10,000 miles in radius or something.
So a 10-mile vertical change is relatively flat to you?
Yes, compared to the 10,000 miles. Imagine you had a 10 a 10,000 meter, I don't know, pizza. And then, or maybe, I don't know, let's take it's like a different comparison. You had a
Why?
pizza with 1 centimeter, like
Is
increase.
this flat Earth
What?
society imagination?
Dude, are you for real? Pizza?
Heck, I would be eating that pizza.
Wow.
Wait,
I,
give
I,
me a
This
I
is
second.
not a
honestly
troll.
didn't. I honestly didn't think pizzas Earthers
Like
existed. You
here's the
completely
thing.
fabricated flat Earth model from the globe, right?
Hang on,
What
Bev.
you're coming with?
He's been trying to fabricate definitions to fit what he's already thought too. So like, what's the problem with like this new information is coming in and you're trying to mash it or mix it with the information that you already have, and that's not going to work like that. I understand what you're trying to do, but you're going through so much mental gymnastics to not accept new information. And I'm just seeing it from an outside perspective. It's kind of, I got to pipe in when I see that. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. Well, just let me say this out, and then you could tell if you still think so.
No, I don't think
So,
you're a troll. You're not a troll. Go ahead.
So are we still going with the 10,000 square mile pizza?
well, fine. Forget the pizza example. Say you have a sheet of metal, you cut it out in a circular shape, like a circle,
Well,
and
that makes
it's
it way better. It's the same thing, dude. You're mental gymnasticsing your way around this new information that you've been given or
fine.
learned.
But
No. Wait a minute.
let
Wait
me
a minute.
finish, and
No,
maybe
no Tanks has said he's not a troll, right? So we know what that means. So let's go.
Right.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Go on.
yeah.
Let the
Okay.
troll speak.
What? Okay. So you have a sheet of metal. You cut it out in a circle, and the sheet of metal is 10 centimeters, right? That would be that's 10 centimeters radius. That would be the 10 miles radius that the Earth is. And in that sheet of metal, you took a measure and you saw that it was relatively flat, but a 1/100th of a centimeter, so that's 10, I don't know, 10 micrometers or something, 100 micrometers. There was a 100 micrometer, bump or bumps around the surface.
Measurements
If you
actually
look
matter.
at it, if you look at it, wait, listen. If you look at it, you'd say it's flat. But if you took a microscope, you'd see that there's like a 0.1 millimeter bump all over the surface. So then under the microscope, it seems not flat. But if you just look at it out of the naked eye, you'd see that it's flat. So you'd call it flat. That's how I
No,
look
you
at it.
wouldn't call it flat unless it was flat.
No, if it's just a few bumps, so like 0.1 millimeter
So
bumps,
at which
100
point in
micrometers.
at which
What?
point in your imagination am I now?
What do you mean?
Can we say that you're trying to make something that's not flat, flat, just so you can say, like, you do realize that you can have a flat plane in any orientation.
I'm just using a different definition of flat. I'm using the definition where it's having a relatively smooth or even surface.
You're
Yeah,
using a microscope.
Look,
Like
You're
a
using
window. Wait a minute. Like a window, right? That's got a relatively smooth surface. I mean, it's definitely not flat,
yes,
precisely. So is that what you're
yes.
talking about for your flat Earth? Like a window
Here,
pane glass?
I'll send a link to Merriam-Webster. Just look at the third definition.
What
The third.
in the world is your point, please, sir?
Is that the one that says level?
The third says having a relatively smooth or even surface, a flat computer disk.
Yeah,
Disc.
it can be in the
Interesting.
vertical position though, can't it?
Yeah.
Okay. So is that what you're talking about when you say flat Earth? When you want to redefine flat, you want it to be in any orientation, just smooth-ish, but
Well,
possibly vertical. Or any
no.
sort of slope.
No.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Track. How many times has No Tanks DM'd you during this conversation?
Once, I think.
Okay. Thank you very much. Rest
So
my
what did I
case.
DM you? What did I DM you?
No, he didn't DM me. I thought he DM'd me. No, he just sent
Oh.
me a link. He just invited me to the different server.
Like the link that you asked for. Yeah. All right, continue. Go ahead. Thank you.
No,
Thank you.
yes, no.
Fucking idiot. What a fucking
What?
idiot. Go ahead.
What, you wanted me to
Not you.
send you a picture?
Were you supposed to link text me back? Yeah. I don't know. No, that guy's saying what he thinks is I'm coaching you through some kind of conversation or something. Yeah. To tell you how dumb being and pedantic about silly words, which they're doing on their own. They don't need my help with.
No, can we sort it? You want to redefine flat, just to have a few little bumps in it.
Like, what are you doing? What's your point, dude? I mean, you were going along, absorbing new information, and all of a sudden you're like trying to negate it for no reason, and it makes no sense. So, what link did Tech?
Could you try steel manning my argument?
Am I? No. Am I?
No, could you try
Probably the DM
steel manning my?
Yeah.
No, you can't steel man flat into an orientation that isn't flat.
You're
That's
straw manning
ridiculous.
my argument again. You're strong.
No, you can't steel man making flat not flat and in a particular orientation. It's not possible. Flat has its own word. Level has its own word. They're both different. You can't make one the other.
Where'd you go?
You're getting mad that you won't call yourself a level earther, and you had him come to that conclusion.
Nobody's asked anybody to do that. We're just saying, don't mix up words that have their own definitions.
Okay, to be honest, like the third definition of level is horizontal. So horizontal conditioning, especially of a liquid marked by a horizontal surface or even altitude. So
That's a water level. Yeah, a water level is a tool for establishing a horizontal plane of reference. He calls it a horizontal condition, doesn't it? That's within level. It's talking about the water level, the tool.
It sounds like placating to me.
What?
Well, that is his concise point that he's made up those concise points before. And you could copy them. Yeah, those are his hashtags. So
Plancating. What's plancating? What did you say?
placating. He's talking about the conversation. He's placating in the conversation.
Yeah,
It's
so
not
like
really an earth term.
I'll tell you, you don't have to speak for me. Please don't, ever.
Never ever. There you go. What is it called? Am I supposed to speak for you? What the hell's going on?
I'm done with you, no tanks. And
No, you weren't saying anything.
I just gotta go. I gotta go. I gotta go.
Right,
Okay,
talk to you
goodbye. Fine, Bev. Like according to the definition of level, I think it's a better word for describing what we see as the phenomena on Earth.
No, I wouldn't. I'd just say that level, as we know, is a tool for establishing a horizontal. That's, I mean,
Yes, but it's also a word,
yeah, it's definitely a word.
and it's also a word that can describe the Earth, I think.
I wouldn't say it describes the Earth. The Earth's bumpy. That's not what level means, is it?
Wait, no, maybe I'm wrong. I was looking at on definition.
Yeah.
Slide force via. No, yeah, there isn't a definition like that. Oh wait, no, there is. Here it is. Parallel with a plane horizontal.
You're gonna let the
Nope.
dictionary tell you what to think, man?
I'm just trying to,
Dogma.
be concise in my words.
You can prove it to yourself, though, if you want, anytime.
What?
Whether level is horizontal or not. Because there is a big, massive argument going on, there's a load of people that think level is a circle or a sphere. Not
What?
actually horizontal. They think it's a big circle.
The Earth? The area of the Earth?
Level.
The word level?
Yeah.
Well, then they're wrong because there's no such definition.
They add that definition in there. Will it be true?
Watch what you're saying. People will have a go at you. Like, no tanks. He doesn't like us saying that.
Who?
No, I do
No
like you
tanks.
saying it.
He thinks it's a rubbish argument. He thinks us. We just keep talking about it all the time. He thinks it's us having a proof that level is horizontal. He thinks is I don't know what do you think about it, Tanks?
I think that if it's in the dictionary, it's true.
Wow. What about the proof that goes along with it, like the geometric proof, the logical proof? What about those?
Water is horizontal.
Kind of reminds me of that authoritarian mindset I was talking about, Bev. You
Yeah.
remember that? I brought that up. Yeah. It's kind of cool. Comes back full circle. Ironic.
Yeah, like how many times are you going to be wrong until you're maybe finally right once? I don't know. I mean, but
Some people
Good one.
can't even face the discussion about level being horizontal. They keep changing the words, even when they say it. They can't say it themselves. I don't know why. It's a really weird, strange thing.
yeah, Trake. So like you came to the realization that shit, this is horizontal, right? This is level. So where does it bend, right? Some people have realized that and gone far past it and said, no, fuck it, level horizontal bends too. Yeah. You have maybe not experienced those people yet, but there are some that start to bend horizontal.
Is that your appeal to consensus there, No Tank?
No, I'm just telling him what is. That's just what is.
Why
How
is he
many? How many?
trying? Why
How
is he
many? Are we playing
appealing?
baseball or something else? I don't know. Yeah, exactly. Silly.
Why
I
are
mean, how
you
many
on the
strikes until
attack
you're
on
out?
him?
Yeah, how many strikes until you're out, man? Like, I'll lose on purpose if it helps you feel stronger. I mean, I'll try. I'll have to make an effort to lose, but
Lose
I
what?
can do it.
Tanks.
Like,
What's
why do
the
Whatever.
you want
argument?
to? Why are you continuing to? I don't know. Like, you know, uh, not argue with him, but just try to like, curse him,
Oh,
sort of.
picking a fight. Yeah.
He's a
That's what
flat
he does.
earther.
Fight.
He's a flat
That's
earther.
what
He
he
Hang on.
does.
doesn't like us saying it's not flat.
He's a known admitted liar.
A lot of them do that. They get
Why are
really
you
upset.
trying to roast him all the? If you
Yeah.
don't want
Still,
him
I know
here,
it's
just
horrible.
kick
Yeah.
him.
Kick.
Oh,
But that would
all
be a
here to learn.
contradiction. There would be if they kick me, it's a contradiction because they don't kick people. Yeah. That's the thing.
He's letting us experience the sophistry. Modern day sophistry. We're
Sympathetic.
doing a bit of a special day today. It's a special. We started off with Chaiki,
Well, it's Saturday.
and now it's
Saturday special, I
it's
guess.
no tanks.
But yeah, I mean, if you stay, Drake, if you stay around, right, you'll find that some people in Discord will bend horizontal, sure, and then you'll get stuck in you may or may not get stuck in arguing with, people who can't just be honest with themselves, right? Not that there are those people here, right? Or you could leave that conversation and try to find out more about what truly is, what this world is made of, how it works, how it operates. But those people will not allow you to do that.
Yeah. They're
Okay,
definitely
watch
not
this,
in here.
Trev.
There is no people in here that will tell you how the world operates. You will definitely have to go to other servers for that particular brand of bullshit. Nobody in here, I tell you that nobody in here will pretend to tell you how the earth works.
Try asking no thanks that. See what answer you get. No thanks. I'll do it. No thanks. How does
Good
the world
question.
work?
Yeah.
How does the world work?
I'm not sure, but in order to find out, you have to start testing and experimenting. What are you trying to find out about the world?
Well, what you were saying
Hypothesis,
before that we
experiment,
can't explain.
conclusion.
Can you explain it?
What part about the world do you need help with
The part that
finding
you
out?
think
So
that
we
we
can,
can't explain, that you were telling Trav here that we can't explain.
See,
That part.
yeah, yeah,
I'm gonna jump in here and interrupt because SE, you see what's happening here, right?
Yeah. I'm just trying to prove a point to the new guy because he doesn't
I
know
control
no
your
thanks.
minds.
And
Yeah.
he's gonna go to other channels and they're gonna tell him how we're despicable and disgusting we are. So I just want him to remember this moment. That's all.
Remember this moment, Drake.
Well, from what I see, you kind of roasted this guy. I don't know why.
Yeah, because he comes in here every day and does the same thing. So it might
Really?
appear that way to you, but what he's trying to do now is antagonize us in front of you
He knows.
to make you think that we're such and such.
Then why didn't you kick him or ban him?
Because we don't ban people that, are not
You can
doxers or,
always learn from every conversation, even with a modern day sophist. There's lessons to be learned on how people communicate with each other in this.
as long as he doesn't swear or, cuss, or we don't ban him. Why should we ban him?
Sounds like
You want
But
other
you
people?
cussed
like
him.
some.
But you
Yeah, it
cussed
sounds like
him.
some shitty reason to keep
When
You
did we
you
cuss
called
around.
him?
him a You called him like some shitty something. I forgot what.
Well, we do
Yeah.
go back and forth sometimes. I mean, we're not. He does it too, you know.
You
Yeah,
just
we're not
said that you
pussies.
don't
Yeah.
cuss him.
Well, he cusses us sometimes, and we might cuss him. But as long as he doesn't dox anybody, or talk vile things, about children, or you know what I'm saying. There's no reason for us to ban him.
Well, the fact that he comes here every day and takes away your time on talking about stuff that you would rather talk about. And
Well, that's a good
Exactly.
point. Yeah, that's a good point.
It's a great point.
Weird.
Is that a
Why would
fact
he?
though?
Would he do that?
Yeah, but see,
Well,
Bev
because
mentioned earlier it's about the conversation, right?
yeah, we're
Well,
That's
allowing
why
it now
I'm
because you're
assuming he's
here.
allowed to be here. Yeah.
it doesn't sound like a conversation when you talk to him. It more sounds like, screaming at each other. Sounds like
Exactly.
a
I'm glad you
parliament.
saw that. Then
He
our
is a good
mission
example
has
of that. Yeah.
our
Great
mission
example.
is accomplished for today.
Why?
Is it though? No,
To show you,
they're
that
drawing
this
strange
guy. You
conclusions.
see him
It's
laughing?
strange.
That's what he
Yeah.
does.
I laugh
What
at
does he
silliness. They're
do?
being silly. Yeah.
What does he do?
Anyways, I'm starting to think you're
They
just
can't
like
even
him.
name what I do.
So
Yeah. So that's how bad it is. And then you'll be me soon. And then they'll think that I'm sending you. They're fucking losing it, bro. I mean, they're not dummies, right? Individually, they're
Well,
not dummies. For some reason, they get dumber when they get here. But
This is a
that's
nice
that's
act. This is double T.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah. Carry
Individually,
on. Carry
they're
on.
smart
Carry on.
people.
Come
Yeah.
on.
Oh. Yeah. I don't know why they're acting like dummies when they
just
get
to
together.
let you know,
That's
the
what
gig
boys
is
do.
up.
Oh, jig or gig? Which one?
Good
It's
luck.
not
Good
a
luck.
jig. I'm calling this a gig.
A gig. Okay. I wanted to be specific because that's
Yeah,
implying
words
if it's
mean
a
things.
gig that I'm getting paid
Yeah, it's
for
like
it.
a show, like a stand-up.
Yeah.
Yeah, words mean things.
Like a
Steve.
gig, you get paid for a gig. You're saying you're implying that I get paid to talk to you.
Well, it's like a jig too, because you're doing like a
All right.
dance,
Well, then
a
it's
Texas
all right. Well, if it's
two-step.
a jig, that's one thing.
You're more
If
of
it's a
a no,
gig,
no,
I'm getting
no.
paid
Takes
for
you.
it.
You kind of do this pro bono, man. You know what I mean?
See,
All right.
see what I don't get is like
This
usually
is
the
not right.
conversations that go on in here are productive, and I don't know who the No Tanks is. I mean, I've heard him talk, but it seems like when he's in here, this is what it always goes to. I mean, I don't. It's whatever, but typically the conversations here are
Yeah,
productive.
it's not normally
Really?
like this. We're having a special modern sophist day today, like I said.
Oh, okay.
Conversation's nothing like this when Tanks isn't here, but like Buster just said, this is what
I have-
Tanks does to the conversation.
But
The modern
I have-
day
It's amazing.
sophist.
The first half of this conference.
I have one last thing, and I'll be quiet. I have proof of it. All of the songs I've written come from conversations in here.
Could you send me a link to whatever?
Well, it's on the app. He's on the app that you came here from.
Ah, you're that guy that does the
Yeah.
song?
No, he's not that guy. He's on the.
Oh,
if
you
look for like,
you knew he
what
came
is?
from Dave Weiss's app. I didn't know that. Is that where you came from?
Yeah, because
I did, yes.
Oh, nice.
yeah, of course, because he expected you guys to be like kind. Well, let me explain.
He didn't tell us that though.
Oh.
No, Tanks.
How would you
how
know?
did you know that?
Let me
would
tell
you-
you how I know.
Yeah.
Let me tell you. You want me to tell you how I know? Because his expectations were that you were going to be flat earthers and that you would be kind and receptive, right? But what he doesn't understand is that David Weiss put that on there, on the next level link on there, because Globers also download that app and they want to collect those Bitcoins and they want to
What?
say, I got proof, right? They want to get the Bitcoins from David Weiss, right? And they're like, I got proof, right? So they go in to the app and then they say on the level and they go to tell on the level, look, I got proof. And then they get drawn into this circle argument about nothing and they can never get their Bitcoins. Yeah.
Are you
What?
mind reading?
Okay.
Yeah. What?
Yeah, but he's under Buster's on. If you go to see where, and you had asked about the sun, right? So if you go and look for how does the sun work? He's actually listed under there. One of his songs.
Jesus,
Pretty
no
good song.
tanks. He just wanted to get the link to Buster's music, dude. Can you shut up?
Yeah, you
I
notice
just
what he
wanted the
did
link
there? He
to
scattered
Buster's
that
music.
3 things.
Oh, I thought you were
Oh,
asking. I thought
God,
somebody asked
dude.
me a question. Did you not ask me a
I'm
question?
sure you did, dude. I'm sure
Did
you
you not
did.
ask me a question?
No
Yeah, but
tanks.
you gave him 3 answers.
Please, please,
Yeah.
please, please, please.
Please what?
Shush. Just mute,
Oh,
please.
good, good, Drake. You guys got something else to talk about, guys?
Can you please mute?
No.
Okay, well then just shut the fuck up, please. This is
You got it,
ridiculous.
boss.
Why are you doing it like? Why are you being like this again?
What is he doing? Well, he
I
did
know. It's
call
not,
you. He did call you like, I don't know, Bitcoin. I don't know, grabbers or whatever, keepers.
no, you misunderstood. Well,
Exactly.
they're
What
the protectors. They're the
no,
protectors of the
is he
Bitcoin, right?
talking about?
Yeah. So if you'll
What is,
understand the right. Oh, can you
what
hear me or no?
is he talking about? Nobody fucking knows. That's our question too. We don't know why he doesn't shut the fuck up. We don't know why he comes here all the time to do this, but we
yeah.
let him do
Why
it
is
because
he doing that? I quite
learning.
like Dave Weiss. I like Dave Weiss. I would say that.
You better say
We've
that, or
got
you're going to be taken off the app.
yeah. I've got the app. It's on the front page of my website.
Yeah, you better not. You better keep saying it like Dave Weiss. They'll take you
Why?
down.
So
They'll
what?
take you right
What?
off that app.
Well, I don't
I
care
don't
whether
know.
he takes me off the app or not. Are you the governor of who has who on what app or something?
No,
Is your
No, right. So are you? Do you have some sort of connection with Dave Weiss?
Yeah, I feel like we were kind of connected a little bit. Yeah,
Oh yeah, go on. What's that connection that you have with Dave Weiss?
I feel like it's a positive connection.
He's seen 2 videos of his.
Oh right, yeah. You've seen
Oh,
him, have you?
like yeah, I've seen him on the telly.
Yeah.
So that's your
Ellie,
Well done.
definition of a connection. Okay.
So you
Oh, was
felt
he asking for
kinship
a different type
right
of
away,
connection?
did you?
I'm like,
You felt that kinship.
I felt that kinship. Yeah, I felt it.
So that bit that you were saying, Trake, was it? Did I get it right that Tanks is sort of saying that globe earthers use that link on Dave Weiss's website to come in here to get some sort of proof? Is that why you've come in here? Would he be right in saying that?
I came here because I am a globe earther trying to get proofs.
Yeah, I think that's what the way Tanks was sort of saying. That's what people do with Dave
Well,
Weiss's app.
that's not why I did it, but I don't think that's what his argument is.
That
But
was his
his
argument. Was he
is
trying to
also
say that you were
worse.
you were a globe earther? Is that what he was
No,
Not at
trying to
all, but
imply?
continue.
he was saying that that the bitcoins that Dave promised that people can't get them because this Discord server is like I don't know, trying a misleading server where you can't get anything across.
No, you see,
Which is a very weird
no, but
point.
what we say is right. There is no proof for the globe model, right? And you know why we say that? Because of the trivium, right? In order for you to be able to formulate an argument, in which you need, it necessitates an argument in order to lead to a proof. In order to do that, you have to be able to predicate upon a thing. And unfortunately, the globe isn't a thing. It doesn't exist. So therefore, they can't formulate an argument and they will never have a proof. That's how we can say very easily that there is no proof for the globe model. None at all. Now, is that why the flat earthers don't want to come here?
What?
Or is that why the globe earthers don't want to come here? Because, yeah, there's a video on Dave Weiss's app. That's one of the videos that he did for us, or one of the ones that I did. And he put on that there is no globe proof for the globe earth.
It's a good video, Dev. It's not bad, yeah.
Hey, no tanks. Why are you eating?
Did you not
Trey,
know that, Drake? I mean, so
take
is that what people come here for? To learn the argument that there is no proof for a globe earth? There is no argument for the globe?
I think he might be lost in all those questions.
Are you mind reading?
Who?
When I say I think he might be, I don't know. You tell me.
That's
Yeah,
what he does. He
But-
just asks
like-
questions.
I guess like I came here a long time ago, a month ago, try to get an argument about flat Earth, not argument, but try to understand what's going on, like discuss about it. But when I came here, you just kept, I don't know, roasting people until at some point I decided not to join any conversation and left the server. And then I came
So-
back because I wanted to find some server that, talks about flat Earth.
Well,
When I
we
sent you
don't
one in
talk
my
about
one
flat
single
Earth
DM.
here. We don't talk
Oh.
about flat Earth because it's not flat.
Yeah. Oh my God.
You didn't like
Well-
my explanation of the sun I gave you?
Look,
Good.
literally,
That's
it's literally on the app. There's like 1, 2, 3, 4. There's countless times where the term flat Earth is used.
On DMs, who's DMing you?
What?
Well, I think Rad had a proof that I was like constantly DM. I sent him a link for if you wanted to talk about flat Earth. But can I just clarify for you, Trake, what I'm putting forward instead of their straw man of what I said to you?
You want to clarify what? What do you want to clarify?
With Trake, if he's available.
Yeah.
No, that's not what we're talking about.
Oh, geez. Suppressed him. So Trake, what I'm
dying
putting
to hear
forward
this.
is
Go ahead.
yeah. So Trake, what you have to understand, right, is like you're learning about the flat Earth, and there's so much useful information on that app, right? So you're thinking everybody who wants to learn positive and great things are going to that app, right?
Yeah.
But you
I
have
guess.
to remember, in real life, there's the people who hate flat Earth are also going there because that's a major app. That's a big deal for flat Earth having that's like their first app, I think, right?
Can you
So you have
choose
to
your words
remember that.
carefully? Who says hate?
I don't. Why would? Why
Well, it's a
would we
big
say?
deal. I don't even think I
Choose
finished
your
what I was
words
saying.
very,
it's
very
just letting
careful. You just
people
mentioned
know.
hate.
Yeah. We don't hate Dave Weiss or that app here.
I know that. No,
Yeah.
I'm not saying you do. No,
Yeah.
I'm not talking about
So
this room. When I
why are
say
you
people hate
talking
that
shit
app.
about it? What are you doing? Of course, yes,
Well, if
there
you let me
are
get to the
people.
other half.
There are people around here that viciously hate people that talk about anything.
You have how many DMs from No Tanks trying to stir shit?
It's gonna
You know
take
what
me
I'm saying?
like forever just to
Mhm.
get out this little simple explanation. I guess I don't know why.
Wait,
Right, you
Sugar.
gotta
Okay,
remember,
you think that he's sending me DMs?
Did you
Yeah,
not
he does.
just ask a question and said you had 4 of them?
No, I don't have any DMs from him. And I said I had
What?
one, but then I looked and it wasn't even a DM. It was just an invitation. It was like he invited me to a server. So
Okay, so when I asked you for the second time, you said 1, 2, 3, 4. Now you're saying
no, the 1, 2, 3, 4 was in the app in the
Counting.
Flat Earth Zodiac Clock app. The term flat Earth was used multiple times. It's constantly used. So I don't understand why you have the problem of the term.
that's a total misunderstanding then.
Yeah, no
I
biggie.
apologize.
Yeah.
Yeah, so all I was trying to explain to you, Trig, I'm not talking about the people in this room, but David Weiss making that app has to realize that people who hate David Weiss are also going to download that app, and they do, right? So and in his presentation, you've heard him several times, I'm sure, say, hey, if you want to collect on these Bitcoins, you think you have a proof, just go download this app. There's a group of people to talk to and give them their proof. And, if it gets past them, it'll come to me. Well, this is that group. You ain't getting past this group on anything.
I see.
Yeah, man.
What do you mean that? This isn't that group, Tanks.
All right.
This
Maybe not.
isn't that group, Tanks. It's Nathan
Yeah.
Oakley.
Totally
We're not
misinformed.
Nathan Oakley. Drake, I mean, I don't know whether you're being misled by Tanks here. Well, pretty
I'm just
sure
listening
Nathan
to his
Oakley
arguments.
gets that.
That's twice. That's twice, Tanks, that you blatantly lied.
Yeah, Tanks.
Well, maybe I'm mistaken.
Oh,
that this
have
isn't
you?
exactly what
Has
you
Dave
assigned to
Weiss?
it,
Has
but
Dave
this
Weiss
is there.
told you
Yeah.
he's dropped Nathan Oakley for that Bitcoin challenge, and it's now us?
Andrew,
I
His
never
eyes
told
are
us, and we
moving.
bet.
I can feel it.
Can we get that conversation that you had, Tanks, with that? Because I mean, that'd
I
be a
can feel
big
the
deal.
connection.
I will
Yeah.
start putting that on the top of the website, right? This is the place to come if you've got a gold globe proof. Bring it here.
Yeah. So,
Yeah,
you're,
I'd
you
gladly
know, so what
welcome
I'm,
anybody coming here with any globe proofs.
You should
all
suggest
right.
it
Well,
to him.
you heard it, Trake, and now you
Blue Marble,
understand
is
why
that
they're
what Blue
so
Marble was doing
standoffish
here the other day?
about it.
Is
Now
that
you
is
understand why they're
seriously?
so
Is that what Blue Marble was doing? Like, yeah, he's in the
Hey,
Now you
chat now.
understand why they're.
Somebody ask him.
Now
Say
you.
Tanks was saying,
Now you.
like, make sure he wasn't after
you're
the
a piece
Dave
of work.
Weiss's Bitcoin.
Now you understand why they're so standoffish about giving any straight
You're a
answers.
piece
Yeah.
of work. No thanks. You are a piece of work, bro.
So, but yeah, you're not going to get many straight answers, and not that these guys are dumb. They're not dummies. They know a lot about things on the earth, yeah, and how to figure them out.
Not that No
But,
Tanks is full of shit, but No Tanks is full of shit.
Well, the thing
All right. Well,
that they said about the
yeah.
sun was quite interesting.
Thing what? Who said about
Yeah,
the
of course.
sun?
I think
Don't say it. He's not. Bev wasn't listening at that time.
SC.
Mm-hmm.
Shit, he's going to be in trouble.
What?
I'm making a joke now. I don't know if he's really going to be in trouble.
Yeah, you're just trying to cause shit again, Tanks.
Why are you still fucking talking, dude? Tell me why you're still talking.
Yeah, so
Well,
it's
I was
SC.
taking a break right at that moment. Yeah.
It was
Yeah.
SC basically who
The
told
purpose,
me.
I'll tell you, if you can't answer, you're saying we can't answer direct questions, and you just didn't answer one. So that's an
You
example
got me
for
again.
you.
All right, you win. You win.
And
You win
if you
that
don't know the answer, I'm going to tell you. So shut the fuck up.
Nah, fuck. Take the win and go with it, man.
Fuck, I forgot what I was going to say.
Don't worry about it. You got the win. Just take it.
Drake, we can have many more of those conversations. Model Afflicted Monday or Free for All Friday, or anytime you want to drop in.
So Mondays and Fridays, but Saturdays are for this.
No, I'm talking about live.
No,
We do
this
it
is
live.
a special today. No Tanks is showing us the modern day sophist and how they work with new people in the thing. Because it's strange that there's a new person come into this server and No Tanks is talking shit. It's pretty.
I'm trying to let it ride, man. Trying to let him. Listen, these are good people. Somewhere
That's
deep down,
exactly.
you know.
It's all coming back to me now, Tanks. The only reason your mouth is open is in order to disrupt. And that's it. You provide no value of any sort, unless it's just a learning lesson for everybody to see how you operate. But other than that, zero. You're a self-admitted bullshitter, and you're a known liar has been called out. And now you're trying to save face in some way. I don't know how your mind works, but that's what I got to say about that.
All he got to say about that, Drake. Sounds like a good guy, but who knows?
I'm not a liar, and I'm not a manipulator. And when I see it, I'm going to call it out. And that's what I'm doing right now.
All right, you got it, buddy. Nobody, yeah, you got it. You win that one too. Fuck, these guys are so good. But yeah, so that's why you might get some of this. It seems to me, that's why you might get some of that standoffishness from these guys. It
Have
might
you
be
ever,
like, you know,
have you ever heard of Drake Val? Have you ever heard of Blue Marble Science?
Nope, never.
He's a big guy in the Globe Earth community, right? He's one of the head boys, the Grandpappy, they call him.
Seriously?
Oh, yes. He did gas pressure without a container and all of that. He's done loads of experiments for the Globe. He's in our chat here now. Look, he's a superstar.
Yeah, I see.
Yeah. Any
Blue Marble.
Any Tanks? Blue Marble, he's a big name in this community now. I mean, he used to be like a mid one, but since Conspiracy Cats is gone and Bob's taken a bit of a break. All that sort of stuff.
I see a channel on YouTube that's called Blue Marble Science. There's like 5 hours of 5 days of some video here
Sorry,
about
you're breaking
all
up
the
there. I
alien-
can't hear what you're saying. Is it breaking up for everybody else, or is that just me?
I'm looking up. Wait,
Yes, you're breaking up.
okay. I saw on YouTube that there's a channel called Blue Marble Science. Is that him?
Yeah, absolutely.
I think there's like a Pints with Acquaintance. No, just Acquaintance. Oh,
Hey,
no,
Trick,
never mind.
Oh, that was one
That
the
was
way
the
they tried to religify the globe. That was a good one. That you
yeah.
should watch that. Yeah, that's a good one. They were
Trick,
making the faith argument for the globe model.
Trick, if I was to ask you, can you have a hump or a drop without elevation change? What would you say?
A hump or a drop without elevation change. A hump or a drop? What do you mean?
Like on the
Oh,
Earth, let's say
okay.
like
Of
a hump,
course,
like
no.
a mound or a crevice or a drop.
No, no, you can't.
No, right? Now look what Master Blue, his Highness wrote. I asked him the same question. Look what he wrote.
Maybe you want to try this. Yeah, see?
You see the double talk? You answered it right away, right? Easy, right? Simple.
Yeah.
Well, these are the guys we're dealing with. It's their minds are warped.
You any good at maths, Trake? You ever done any of that?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna that very thing that he's talking about. You want to have a look at that? Just have a look at that there. See what you think. I do this to the missus and my son as well. We have these learning aids.
Oh, he's gonna
Yeah,
get
that's
triggered now.
who? Me? Or Blue
No, no, no,
Marble?
no.
Yeah,
Sorry,
can
sorry.
you
Go ahead.
spot the deliberate mistake?
Uh, Tangent Plane?
Do you know what that is?
Oh, so GPS is referencing the tangent plane and not the curve? No.
Do you know anything about tangents?
I guess like I don't know by that name, but guess I know
Mathematically.
circles, yeah, I know it's tangent.
Yeah.
Tangent.
Do you know what that is though? Within the
Yeah.
the geometry, a tangent.
I don't know it by that name because I learned it on a different language.
Okay.
So I don't know the terminology.
And is there anything you can spot in that picture?
Well, you underlined a few things there,
Mm-hmm.
but
Do you notice anything about them?
well, it says here GPS raw data reference to the tangent plane,
Mm-hmm.
and then the tangent plane is just a straight line
Mm-hmm.
across. Even though the GPS goes around the globe surf curvature, but it just points the tangent plane.
Yeah, do you know what a tangent plane is? Or do you know what a tangent is?
No, not sure. I know that it's the function, but
Yeah. Well, yeah. Do you know the different parts of a circle?
I don't know it by the terminology.
Yeah. Have you heard of a chord?
No.
Okay. Have you heard of a diameter?
Yeah,
Okay.
and radius.
Okay. Well, a diameter is what they call the largest chord.
Mm-hmm. Ah, okay. So the chord is okay. It's
The
like
chord-
2 points making a line across the circle.
Yeah, and the tangent. Do you know what that is? It's normally, if you know the function, you know the function because it's a tangent point within a circle, right? Or do you not know that in trig? We did go over this the
That
other day.
that the tangent, I know the function, and I kind of know how it's used in a circle, but it's hard to understand what you're trying to
It's
point to.
there you go. Can you see that? Euclid's just done a picture.
Oh, okay, that's a tangent. Okay.
Okay, so now let's go back and look at the blue marble picture. Oh, there you go. There's another one. That's my one. See that one there?
Yeah.
You notice anything different?
Oh, so it's a sextant, not a tangent.
Well, that's technically a chord because it's not passing through the circumference. So
Oh
that's
yeah, a chord.
blue marble science, frantic bunny ears around the science, because obviously there is no science. They can't make a logical argument.
So it's the wrong naming?
Yeah. And that drawing is a drawing of Lake Rickia in Louisiana. It's a lake, and that's what blue marble.
So he
thinks
draws the lake
that's
instead of actually going out and testing it out.
And he even puts a tangent plane, an internal tangent. I call that an internal tangent chord plane. In honor of blue marble, right? Because it's a blue marble science internal tangent chord plane. And you know why he gets mixed up between the tangent and the chord?
Why?
Well, because each point of that is at each point at the end of the bridge. So that distance would be obviously a horizontal distance. And he gets confused because the tangent and the chord are the same horizontal plane to him.
Oh. But that can't be if it's a globe.
It's an impossibility, isn't it? If it's a globe, he has to have the water humping. And he thinks, blue marble science this is, that there is a, call it gravity defying 90-foot hump in the middle of the water. And that's because water can't sustain itself laterally, can't hold itself up to have a 90-foot hump in the middle of it, which is what's required. But blue marble draws pictures with internal tangent chord planes.
It has a point. He says it has a point of tangency, Bev. What
Where?
would that elevation be?
Yeah, I don't know. The hump in the middle, he thinks.
What
The
would
water, the lake, he thinks has a hump in the middle of it, which he thinks has a tangent point. Because he knows he's messed up putting an internal tangent chord plane.
And did you try ask him if he took a measure of all of that tangent point?
He knows, we know, that Jesse Kozlowski, the guy that he uses, measured the bridge at 5.8 meters above the water all the way across. So he's fabricated it, really, in his mind. That's why I call it an imagi-hump.
Okay. Can I have a few more questions about, say, about the moon? Does it cool? Does it have a cooling property?
Oh, I've got there is a guy who I had got an experiment for that. Let me get it out and put that in the live chat for you. I've talked to a lot of people over these times. There you go. This is a guy. At the time, he was called Astrogeist on Twitter. I think he's changed his name now to something else, probably because this account got blocked. But he says, yeah, accurate. If the light from the moon makes cold light, then this is sort of like a logical formulation. If the light from the moon makes cold light, then looking at the moon when full with the most light will make the most cold light. So all you need to do is get a telescope with an eyepiece and see if your eye gets cold from the light. Brilliant.
Watch your eye.
That's a globe. Yeah, that's a globe Earth thing. And I say, I'll put this to the guys next time as a globe defender method for testing the temperature of skylights. How long have you been using this method? I ask.
Does it work with the sun too?
I don't know. I wouldn't advise anybody looking at the sun through a telescope to check the temperature in their eye. But try it with the moon. I call him #cold-eye.
Oh
Go on Twitter and you check it out. He loves it. He did change his name from Astrogeist to, I think, Geist View. He seems obsessed with me. He's one of these people that really likes. I think he's the founding member of the Hate Fan Club of Bev.
Well, I think #cold-eye. It's got a ring to it, you know.
So yeah, if you ever hear anybody talking about lights being cold or whatever to the moon, then always refer them to this globe experiment, backed up by a logical statement. I mean, I was amazed at such an early day, but I mean, obviously.
Is that an oven mitt video?
I don't know whether he made a video of it or not. Oh, look at my name on that. I was a curvature hunter back then.
But maybe
hashtag globe defender. There's another one. Check that out on Twitter. I bet there's quite a few. I bet they'd be quite funny actually if you go through all of these hashtags that I put.
yeah, like it probably it's not like, but does it? So you think it doesn't have a cooling effect?
I don't know. I've never really tried that with the telescope and the eye thing. But I've got a camera. I've
Despite
got a
that.
P1000. It doesn't do temperature. But I mean, like, you want to ask the guys who've got the telescopes. I don't know whether they'd be doing nebulas or stuff like that nowadays.
Does it cool down the eyepiece?
Listen, despite the telescopes, I mean, it could be that it still has some sort of cooling effect, maybe like some magnetic frequency, electromagnetic frequency that is blocked by glass, for example.
I don't know.
I'm just asking.
Have you done anything? I haven't. No, I
Yeah,
I did try to tell the
yes.
temperature.
I tried.
But it went
I
crazy.
tried to do some experiment. No, I didn't point the temperature gun at the moon. Well, I did do it, but it didn't do anything interesting. What was interesting was that, like,
physics.
what?
Your physics. You have background in like physics, right?
Very well. I do have a fine
But
background.
You're
Very
breaking up
strong.
again.
although I would have,
I have a background, not very strong.
I point that temperature gun at the moon too, dude.
What?
Never.
Is everybody
if
going
I
a
had
bit
a
weird? I can't really hear anything anybody's saying. Is that me, or do we need to
No,
leave and
no.
come back again?
Like if I had a temperature gun,
Everything
I would.
sounds good. The what's his name? Trey will break up every once in a while, but other than that, everything sounds good to me.
Well, I'll leave.
How was that straight answer for you, Drake? enjoy
What
the-
was?
How'd
What
you enjoy
was-
that straight answer?
Which one?
Which
When you asked
answer
about the
did you
moon,
want?
sent the meme about the telescope and your eye getting
Well,
cold.
that was a good answer, to be honest, because
Yeah.
it's not like the sun in it that it freezes by glass. Like it can't magnify the moon's cooling effect if it exists. I'm not sure if it exists.
Sorry, Trey. No thanks is being condescending. Sorry, just for clarity. But thank you.
What?
If you liked the answer, maybe he did. I don't. He said did.
Have you tried?
So again,
have you ever tried magnifying moonlight?
I did try.
And did it?
did you burn an ant or did you freeze an ant?
No, nothing happened. I couldn't feel any difference. But I looked like some experiments online that might have shown a few drops in the degrees.
You went.
But
Did you have anything
on your own
temperature wise, or did you just feels?
I did temperature wise and feels.
A double data collection method.
Nice.
I did also temperature, but I did see a drop in temperature like in the outer surface that was under moonlight and not on moonlight. But that could be because it was more exposed to, I know, the wind, and so it was cooled off during the night. So I didn't know. It wasn't a clean experiment.
It's another
What?
rabbit hole. It's another rabbit hole. Why? What? I mean, I get it, but
What?
Do you want to see
what-
a? Do you want to see a welcome to the globe picture? There you go. Look at that. That's a blue marble because he's like they're pretty keen on being round here in this server. It's like the hot place to be. Look, we've got tanks
But-
chaperoning people. We've got
But-
blue marble live in the chat for you. I mean, honoured. This is blue marble's one of the welcome to the globe proofs. Have you seen it?
Which one? Oh,
The picture. He's got blue marble science on it. Says,
Oh, that's a good one.
says the orange line is the straight line connecting the start and end of the LIGO. Have you heard of LIGO?
no.
No. Oh, see, when you get into the geometric argument, you get into the water level, obviously, on a globe has to be a big wazzing circle, doesn't it?
just a heads up, you're really breathing into your mic.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So they have to have a curve to the water level. So LIGO is the big interferometer. So it's dead straight line. And that's what Blue Marble's talking about in here. It says the orange line is the straight line connecting the start and end of the LIGO northwest pad at Hanford. The blue lines are the actual elevations, and it's one of the straightest things man has ever made, these LIGO things, because they have to have a laser supposedly bouncing backwards and forwards. So they have to be dead straight. Well, the concrete pads have to be, good enough for them to be able to line this up. And they're 2 miles long, these arms. And that's the elevation profile of a straight line. On the globe, welcome to the globe, he says. So you can see that the globe, right? I mean, obviously, you would say that elevations of that blue line would be a straight line, wouldn't you?
That the elevations of
Yes.
the blue line.
Yeah, it says
No,
on the
they
left
wouldn't
hand
be a
side, it
straight
says
line.
elevation above mean sea level, and then it's got distance in feet across the bottom. You know how a graph works. Elevation on one scale and distance in feet on the other. Yeah. And that's one of the arms. Welcome to the globe. Come and join the globe with Blue Marble Science. Frantic bunny ears around the science, obviously. So yeah, if you want to go and if you want to learn more about the globe and how you get onto the globe, these are the elevation profiles of straight lines on the globe. Welcome to the globe. Says Blue
Check
Marble
if you
Science.
don't worry about it. If you find yourself confused about that, you should be.
Yeah.
Okay,
Because
so let me try to understand what's going on here. So the
Look.
distance is in feet,
He's done it again.
and the elevation. What?
He's done it again. Look, he's done another one. I've never seen that one. But everyone, I'm gonna have to get that one. Just a minute. Let me clip that. It's another one from Blue. Actual pad elevation. So that's the straight line. LIGO.
I sent you another link there, Drake. That link is for it's got a lot of flat earther video archives where you can check
Yeah,
out the YouTube channels.
I'll
yeah.
appreciate your
This
announcement.
was the first time you DM'd me.
There you go.
Okay.
Oh, actually,
that's
no.
weird.
It's the second time.
Yeah, second.
Second.
Were you guys
Okay.
gonna
So
get
the
your
first,
stories?
nobody ever goes on the second link that I sent you. Nobody ever goes on there to talk. That's just a place where you can find all the information of other people's channels.
So is this you interrupting a perfectly good conversation again?
Obviously.
Yeah.
Is it? I don't know.
Yep.
Is
Continue,
that what it
please.
was?
I think you just
I didn't
don't
think
have
anybody was
tact.
speaking. Yeah, I didn't think anybody was speaking. Is somebody talking? I can't hear them.
No tanks. You just don't have tact, man.
Yeah, is somebody else talking besides me? Like, is somebody that I'm not hearing?
No, we're talking
Yeah, how
about these
about-
blue
how about
marble elevation profiles. I mean, look at that.
Start with you being quiet. How about that? Let's start there.
Actual pad elevations. Do you know anything about elevation profiles?
No.
What would
I could
you
guess.
expect the elevation profile of a straight line to look like?
No elevation.
Yeah, an elevation profile of a straight line. Just off the top of your head.
Wait, so what is this? This is like a laser?
Yeah, that's LIGO. LIGO at Hanford. That's an elevation profile. You know what elevation is?
Yeah, I know.
That's the elevation profile of a straight line, the straightest thing that man's ever made, supposedly. Yeah, that's the elevation profile. He's serious about it too. If you want to go and talk to anyone
LIGO
about
stand.
it. I know it's this geometric argument. It's a little bit strange when you first hear it. Throws you off.
Don't want to interrupt this riveting conversation. Continue. Yeah.
Yeah, it's bad, isn't it? There's some people that can't talk about these sort of things. It's just it fries the brain. It's too much for them to think about. Too simple. It's a straight line
Well, it
thing,
seems like
isn't
you're
it?
talking about. Seems like it's an argument that he doesn't have, and he doesn't hold that position, so it's hard for him to argue it. I guess.
I see. So there's this LIGO thing, which is supposed to be completely straight, but it has elevation somehow.
Yeah, Blue Marble draws these elevation profiles like that. He draws loads of them. They're the only existing elevation profiles of straight lines that actually curve. In the
Okay.
wrong direction as well, like you think that can't be right, isn't it going the wrong way? But no, that's what they seriously welcome to the
No,
globe.
no, that is actually going the right way, to be honest.
For what? The elevation
it's like-
profile of a straight line.
No, you would think that the globe would say, like, this is if he wants to say that the surface of the globe is curved, he would show this type of graph. But it doesn't make sense since they purposely, I guess, made it completely straight.
Yeah, that is the elevation profile of a straight line on the globe. Blue Marble's done special things. Blue Marble science, sorry. Frantic bunny ears around the science. It's a new branch of science, you know. They have contradictory definitions of things. They even draw. See, here's the thing you have to get in your head. That is a horizontal line. It's a horizontal plane. LIGO would be built on a horizontal plane. Yet the elevation profile of a horizontal line on Globeland is curved. Yet they use graph paper that has horizontal lines on it. It's brilliant, isn't it? I mean, that's why it fries your brain when you look at it.
Yeah.
Genius work by the globe. And these guys don't even know they're doing it.
I
Remember
don't
that
know.
question?
Yeah.
Remember
What
that question I asked you about the hump and the drop?
The hump
And
and
you
the
answered
drop.
it.
Yeah.
You answered
Yeah,
it
I
like
remember.
right away, right?
Yeah.
Well, Blue is still going at it in the chat. He wants clarity what a hump and a drop means.
Rumpus is meant to be doing his thing, isn't he? Where he sorts you and Askin and Mobius out. When's he doing that? Have you heard of that yet? He's not going to do it, is he?
No chance.
Do you know who Rumpus is, Drake?
I heard of him.
Wow. You've heard of Rumpus, but not Blue Marble Science.
Yes, because
dear.
of some video or some time, like a month ago or something.
You need better PR, Blue.
I heard your conversations.
Oh, from our conversations.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember your British or whatever accent saying rumpus, but I don't remember on what context.
Well, do you remember him rumpusing?
I just remember how he says rumpus. I don't remember for. I guess it's some guy, but I don't know what does he do.
He basically is, his name is a verb,
Okay.
basically.
Yeah, when you get into this, you'll know that certain people have names, and their names depict the character that they have within this thing, what they role play. There's quite a few of them.
And so, who's No Tank, or do you think he's just some guy?
He's Flat Earth Society, I'd say, but I mean, Flat Earth Society to you may be different than Flat Earth Society to me.
No.
I mean, he's a nobody. Who are you talking about?
Well, he knows that No Tanks is trying to portray something, right? I mean, I'm not really bothered about No Tanks. He's a nobody. He comes with no argument. He's here to disrupt because I think personally he's a Flat Earth Society.
Form
But
your own
Flat Earth
opinion.
Society is also Blue Marble Science. He's Flat Earth Society too.
You think?
Absolutely. Nathan Oakley, Flat Earth Society.
Nathan Oakley.
Mm-hmm. Flat Earth Society. Who else do you know within the game?
What game?
The Flat Earth game. Flat Earth Globe Earth game. Flat Earth Society game.
The game that you were using the pizza example that give you that idea
No, that
earlier.
no, that was just me trying to explain why I think it's good to say that's relatively flat, but forget about that, you know.
Okay.
I know that he uses like I remember Eric Dubay said that he used to like the main guy who created the Flat Earth Society. He used to always come onto meetings with a rock and say that he went to the edge of the earth and his boat like fell off the edge of the earth, but he grabbed onto this piece of rock and managed to uh, not die by falling into the abyss. So yeah, I know that the Flat Earth Society, they're like a bunch of controlled opposition.
Right. Well,
It's gotta be a joke, though, right? Like an icebreaker or something.
You know that they give you the idea of flat Earth, right?
Well, I'm not sure because
Absolutely. It's one of the biggest misnomers, and you've took it on.
I'm like because there's like books from the late 19th century that also talk about flat Earth.
Yeah,
There's
yeah.
also
That's when
documents.
Flat Earth Society was made.
Yeah,
absolutely.
19th. Yes, but there's what I understand. There's the Flat Earth Society, and then there's the International Flat Earth Society.
Same thing.
Which
There's no different.
I'm not sure.
You're still convinced that it's flat because you've took flat on as an orientation.
That I still consider that flat is a good adjective to use.
It's not. It's not even an orientation. It's one of the biggest misnomers there is.
Okay, fine.
Local. You got so you got a localized flat Earth Society and a international one.
Look, the story, as I understand it, from what I heard from Eric Dubay, is that the International Flat Earth Society, IFERS, was started like in the 19th century, the late 19th century, and then until the 70s it was still running, and there were like researches going on and stuff like that. But then it was dismantled, and instead, a few years later, the Flat Earth Society came up, which was completely controlled opposition. And only after Eric Dubay in 2013, right? Yes, and then in 2013 or 14, Eric Dubay restarted the International Flat Earth Society, and that's just to continue the tradition.
That one is a good one to continue the tradition.
Yes, that's what I understand.
The tradition of what?
Well, not the tradition, but like the organization that.
You like the hazing or what?
Have you heard of Robotham?
Robotham? No.
Wallace?
The first time I heard of it, I thought of Wallace and Gromit. So
it's a TV program, or
but This is a totally different thing that's actually in real life.
Mm.
It's amazing, isn't it? So what is then your best proof of the flat Earth?
Mine?
Yeah,
I told it already.
did you?
You did?
Yeah, the 70% water and I can't see elevation.
You can't see elevation
I can't see curvature.
of what? I can see curvature. I see
Like
curvature right now.
I can't like on the level of the surface of the water. Like because
You've
I could
never
see
seen a
boats
wave.
for yes, but I could see boats like 30 kilometers away, which means that it's not a globe
What? Because
and
you
it
can
should
see
be
a boat
water
30
level.
kilometers away.
Yes, because according to the curvature
According
that
to
it
who?
should look, according to the globe curvature that theory.
The
How
curvature
far
of
should you
what?
be able to see?
Don't they have a calculator or something like that?
Yeah, they have a
Yeah,
calculator.
the curvature of what?
Bev, can I ask you
Yeah, but
something?
what curves? Can you tell me? What is the
Why do you
curvature that you're talking about?
why are we like, questioning, I don't know, interrogating me?
I'm not interrogating it. I'm just asking you curvature of what? I'm seeing whether you can place your mind on the actual subject, because there's a lot of people that can't actually look at it. It's dangerous. It's strange. I can't get it.
Yeah,
So curvature of
I
what?
yeah, it's okay.
What?
Don't feel. You
Yeah.
shouldn't feel like that. Like, remember earlier I told you, like, it's getting basically a PhD in this stuff in such a condensed amount of time. I agree, it might feel like that, but don't take that as the intent at all. That's not the intent.
Okay. I'll go with it, fine. So yeah, so
Do you
what
think
were we
maybe it was
saying?
like the tone that Bev was using? You were kind of off, put off by the tone and the way he asked. He just wanted to know what your proof was for the flat
I
Earth.
No, no,
You know what I mean?
no. We
think we're
did get
just
that. He
doing a
said he
broken
can see
record.
boats a certain distance away, right? But then he said there should be a curvature that somebody predicted, and I'm asking you the curvature of what?
The curvature of the globe.
And where's the globe when you look at boats?
It's a theory.
Yeah,
Like the water.
but where is the curvature that you're looking at? That when you say you can see a boat, and then you say, well, somebody else says there should be curvature. Where should the curvature be?
It's a good question.
It should be everywhere.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm. So how would
I agree with that.
you tell there is no curvature that somebody else
Well,
predicts?
by using basic geometry.
Really basic geometry, right?
Yes.
How basic do you think you could get it?
Well, from the, you know, just measure, the ball, there's a radius for the ball, and that there should be a drop. The curve, like it should, it shouldn't be visible beyond a certain point. If you're standing at 6 feet, say, and it's visible, so it can't be that you can't be on a ball, standing on a ball. That's basically the explanation.
Okay, well, this is
Yeah,
where what we deal with here is a little bit of logic. So there's some curvature supposedly somewhere, yet
elusive.
yeah, the facts that we know is all horizontals, every one of them, is going to be parallel to the plane of the horizon. And
Mhm.
since parallel is a straight line, then we can infer that the horizon must be horizontal.
Yeah.
Okay, now if every horizontal is parallel to the plane of the horizon, then every horizontal must be parallel to each other.
Mm-hmm.
Geometric fact.
Right.
And that very
So you could
fact
just
proves a globe isn't possible.
right. So you just need to measure, I don't know, 20 kilometers, then swim on the boat another 20 kilometers, then measure another 20 kilometers, and you do that continuously, and
On
then
water.
each those, yeah, on water,
How do you measure
and then
20 kilometers on water? How do you do that?
you just like make sure that you see a boat in front of you that's 20 kilometers away from,
Have you ever heard
and
of
that way
a
you could say,
tide or a current
well, you could,
on the
you know,
ocean?
control for that by having a boat that's a bit bigger than the tide or current.
Sorry?
You can control for that by having a boat that's a bit bigger than the tide or current.
Bigger than the tide? I don't think you can. I think water will carry on moving how big your boat is, and your boat will go along with it. Doesn't matter how big your boat is.
Okay.
So you can't measure on water. It's moving.
Fine.
So you can't do that. You can but what do you need to measure anything for?
I'd like to do an experiment.
An experiment with measurements. That would be geometry.
Yes.
Do you think you can experiment with geometry?
Well, you can experiment with the physical world. Geometry, you can't experiment. That's something made up, sort of. So,
Geometry
on
is made
paper
up,
only.
did you say?
It's only on paper.
What do you think? You not think you do practical geometry when you make a measurement?
Yeah, but
It's not made up,
the
then, is it?
actual first you need to have proof that it's applicable on the physical world before you can
If
decide that.
all horizontals are parallel to the plane of the horizon, then all horizontals will be parallel to each other. That's sort of like a proof. That's a literal proof.
Yes.
Yeah. So
But how do
what you
you
have
prove?
to do is
How do you
check
prove?
check that horizontals are parallel.
Yeah, that's the check is also an experiment.
But you think it needs checking that the geometric proof of all horizontals being parallel needs to be checked.
No, but
I think
if
the
a
logical proof of all
yes,
horizontals being parallel
but if
needs to be checked.
someone is a globe earther, it'll be interesting just to do that experiment for him. Because
You want to do experiments for globe earthers? You know, on a globe model, there are no horizontal planes at all. They don't exist.
Yeah,
On the
so
globe
just
model.
giving one would be already a big blow to the theory.
Yeah, and a level is a tool for establishing a horizontal plane of reference. So it seems like there are definitely horizontal planes in reality. Yet there are none, zero, zilch, none on the globe model. That's why they have elevation profiles of straight lines that curve, because they can't have straight lines. There's no such thing as a horizontal plane. That's why blue marble draws elevation profiles with big bends in them.
And how do they do that?
Blue marble just draws a graph with a curved line on it.
So
Quite easy.
they don't do an experiment, they just make up things.
Yeah, usually they just start off by drawing a circle. That's the normal way that they do it.
So they just do everything via theory and without practically checking
Yeah,
the actual.
how long have you been in this?
Me?
Yeah.
I don't know, 2-3 months.
Wow. What was it that brought you into this sort of thing 2 or 3 months ago?
Well, first I was, you know, anti everything Corona related. I won't mention more of that. And then I decided to look up theories that are conspiracy theories that I thought were stupid ones, but I wanted to check for myself to see what were like to see what if they stand scrutiny. What do they have to offer? And the first one I thought was okay. Let's try flat Earth because that's like the one that everybody says it's ridiculous. But I have like some Telegram group that sends me flat Earth memes. So I was like, let me try checking that out. And after I checked it out, I was hooked.
Yeah, you've got to be careful. A lot of people do that. They go deep dive into it and they start watching a load of Eric DeBay videos.
You think?
Hmm.
You think that he is not genuine?
I've never watched an Eric DeBay video.
Well, then how do you know that he's not genuine?
Say a load of people do. Like I say, you've gone and watched his videos,
Okay.
but I mean, his stuff isn't original.
Well, maybe.
Mhm.
Not sure.
Oh, it's old school. It's all of the old flat Earth arguments. But what happens is, people make an argument. It doesn't matter what that argument is, because it's proper arguments. And
Well,
the globe side just go against it. They say nah, and that's it. That's their argument because they don't have an argument. They just say nah to any argument ever made.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But why do you think that Eric Dubay is old school? What does that even mean?
His arguments. His
What?
arguments. Give us.
And what are his
Well,
arguments?
go on. You tell me. What's his best argument? Which one strikes you as being the best argument from Eric DeBay?
Well, he wrote a book that's 200 proofs that the Earth is not a spinning ball.
Yeah.
Yeah. And all of those arguments, at least half of them, are very good.
Okay. Which is the best one?
Well, the one that I told you already
Which one?
about level water and the surface of the Earth.
The boat.
No, not the boat. Nothing. No, the fact that, again, 70% of the Earth is water, right? And you can't see any curve. You can't see. You could see boats 20 kilometers away.
Yeah. Well, see,
So,
that's
and water
70%.
is level.
That's 70%.
Yeah.
It's the globe model, right?
Well, I guess it's taken from what we know of the land we know of, or that people tell us, like the scientists tell us, or the gatekeepers tell us.
You think the scientists have measured that?
What, the oceans?
Yeah, 70%.
Uh, I guess.
Actually, they would have had to have measured the 100% to be able to tell the 70% of it was water. So, yeah. Do you think they've measured the 100%?
It sounds pretty plausible. They didn't do it with, satellites, but
Did they say what
probably did
shape
it with
it
other
was, then?
stuff. What?
Did they say what shape it was?
Yep, they said it was a globe.
Okay.
I could see it when I fly on a plane. I could see that there's tons of water, and like there's oceans. Everybody knows there's oceans.
Mhm.
So That's why I think 70% seems the legit number, well, percentage.
Okay. Now, when you imagine a water level, do you know what a water level is?
Yeah,
It's a tool like a tube
yeah.
with water in it. Yeah.
Okay, yes.
Now, what do you imagine happens with those 2 points at each end of the water level?
What do you mean, what happens?
Well, how does the physics work in order to establish?
Density, like the bubble rises to the top, to the surface, to the not to the surface, but to the top of the container.
Yeah. Let me get you. I don't think you know what a water level is, do you?
No, I know. It's like there's a bubble and there's a
No,
container
that's
with
the
water.
spirit level. Look
Oh,
at
that's
that.
a spirit level.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is a water level.
Okay. Spirit level. You'd think it's what we call it a water level.
Have a look in the live chat.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, so that water level, you see those two ends?
Yeah.
No bubble in it, just water all the way. They equalize out to show a
Yeah.
level. Now, on the globe, can you imagine how that would work?
Yeah, that would be difficult.
To imagine.
Yeah, if you had like a tube that was, I don't know, 2 kilometers,
Mm-hmm.
2 miles, and you filled it with water, and then on one end there was a container with water, and the other end was also a container of water. I don't know in the globe what would happen.
You'd struggle to know whether there was a hump in the middle or whether it just drops from whichever side you're at.
I guess in reality, what would happen is like what's in the picture, just with a lot of water. But if it was the globe model, I don't know. They probably would say that it would be the same thing, but
They have to have the same thing, right? Because that is actually what happens in reality.
yeah.
So it causes a lot of confusion.
Yeah, right. While I was studying physics, gravity started making very confusing stuff because, like, if you have like three particles and they all attract to each other, like, what attracts to what? Something like that. It was complicated. But our teacher basically said that this is what it is. Just do the calculations. He said you won't understand what's going on.
Mm-hmm. Shut up and calculate.
Yeah, and that's what gave me a good mark there in physics, because in the end I just in geometry in astrophysics, like the part of the lessons in high school of astrophysics. That's how I got a good mark there, because
You did astrophysics in high school.
no, I just did physics, but astrophysics, like a bit of astrophysics was
We've got an astrophysics
necessary.
in the chat, you know.
Really?
Yeah, Rob Parks. He's a professor.
He's a professor.
He's an astrophysics professor.
Wow.
In our
And
chat,
he's
talking shit.
and
Yeah,
he's for or against?
what?
He's for or against the model? Oh, he's talking shit, so against.
Oh yeah, he's definitely he's a staunch globe earther, as you'd have to be.
I see. I heard there are physicists that are flat earthers.
I wouldn't know. Like, we don't know flat earthers, because I would say the same to a physicist flat earther. I'd say, how do you deal with contradictions? I would say there is no flat earthers like that, because anybody with a physics background or anything like that would know that flat mountains and valleys definitely aren't flat. And surveyors would say the same thing as well. Like, they think it's ridiculous. Flat earth is ridiculous to surveyors. And they measure elevations using a level. But also on the opposite side, there are no globe surveyors.
Well, there might be some that are, that are just not conscious of their own work. They're like, oh yeah, the globe, and also it's all of it is straight. They just can't figure it out.
Yeah, no
They
doubt
don't never
there are.
think about it.
There are a lot of people that can detach these things. They can have these
Double think.
well, yeah, they can think two different things, and as long as nobody puts them together, there's no cog dis. But the moment somebody puts these two things together, is Sugar Cookie snoring? He is, isn't he? Sugar Cookie's
he's up
falling
cold.
asleep again.
What?
Sugar Cookie,
Let the champ
wake
have a
up!
rest.
Wake up! Or at least put yourself on mute. Am I going to have to mute you? Yeah, I'm going to have to mute him.
Cold.
I
What
don't
happened?
know how long he's been asleep for, but he's muted. No more heavy breathing, snoring from Sugar Cookie.
I would like some good
Uh,
sleep.
He's been working hard today. He's been working hard.
Yes.
Spot on your mic. Shit.
I still don't understand.
Twiddle it or something.
I still don't understand your discontent with Eric DeBay.
Like I say, I don't know.
Oh, okay. So you're open about him?
Of all things, Dogma, I suspend judgment. I've never talked to him.
No, he has no dogma, to be honest. Like, he says that we don't know. So
No, I mean, see, like, you're trying to tell me what he says. I don't know. I will suspend judgment until I personally talk to him, which
Okay.
I know is never going to happen because it's Eric DeBay. He's like
Why?
Simon Dan. They're
Simon
unreachable.
Dan?
Yeah, they're unreachable characters.
What? Why? No, he literally answered my question in the forum, like the same day. It was also kind of a, a bit rude question, but he still answered it. So it's not. He's not unreachable.
It was definitely him, wasn't it?
Well, yeah, probably. He'd sound like him when he
Ask him
answered.
why he doesn't come any of these platforms and talk to anybody. Ask him that.
Well, I'll ask him. Sure. You know what? I don't know where I'll ask him in the forum, but I could ask him.
Tell him this guy SC wants to have a chat with you.
Or where would somebody come to have a chat? Voice to voice,
Okay.
Does he do any of those?
Yes, he does interviews.
Nice. I've never heard any of that. SE, do you reckon that'd be an exclusive, wouldn't it? SE interviews Eric DeBay.
Oh, I would love that.
Yeah, there
I would
you
love
go.
that.
And SC, do you do interviews or something as a regular basis?
Sure. Yeah, I can do an interview, no problem.
Like, don't think that I have any connection with him. I just, as I say, I'm 2 months into this.
Put it this way: I've
Rocky
spoken
alive.
to just about anybody and everybody, except he's one of the people I've never spoke to, and I've been around for a while.
How about Rocky alive makes Eric DeBay lose his mind?
Yeah, like this guy Blue in the chat, I must have had dozens and dozens and dozens of conversations with him.
Yeah, you think
Not
Eric
one
DeBay?
with.
If you think Eric DeBay is the biggest guy in Flat Earth, is he? Would you have to give him that title, the king?
Oh yeah.
Where do you think Blue is now with Simon Dan out the way and Conspiracy Cats left? Like Blue Marble Science, he's got to be up there. Globe Defenders, on the opposite to Eric DeBay. He's not far off. Blue Marble Science. Who's the biggest globe guy? Would you compare Eric DeBay to?
Oh, me?
Yeah.
Biggest guy, like second to Eric DeBay?
No. On the opposing side.
The opposing side,
yeah.
I think it Neil deGrasse Tyson.
I think Neil deGrasse Tyson.
Yes, to be honest, yes. Because Joe Rogan mentioned him a couple of times on his experience, and even asked not Eric, but Neil deGrasse to debate Eric DeBay. And Neil deGrasse said, "Oh no, we don't want to even give them any platform, flat earthers."
Yeah.
And that's the reason why I started watching his videos, because I was like, "What? Why wouldn't you debate him?" So I was like, "Okay, then I'll look up Eric DeBay."
That is the question, isn't it?
Yeah. Actually, that wasn't the first time I heard of it, but that was the first time I started to think, wait, this doesn't really sound right. Here's a video from Rumble of Eric DeBay being interviewed by. Oh no, that's not very interesting.
Dell.
Well, it's by someone being interviewed, and here's him being interviewed by Eddie Bravo. That's the interesting one, and someone from the Gracie family. That's interesting.
Yeah, Eddie Bravo had to cut off all of that sort of stuff.
What?
Eddie Bravo had to stop doing all of that.
Why?
Talking to flat earthers.
Yeah. Like I didn't know that Alex Jones was actually controlled opposition. After Eric DeBay wrote a video about him and David Icke not allowing Flat Earth on their to be part of their content.
Wow.
Even though he tried multiple times to contact them. He has literally like a shill list of shills, Flat Earth shills.
Do you think that stops Eric DeBay from being controlled opposition?
And no, it doesn't, but it's still like, open enough so that my doubt is quenched. I don't know. Like I'm still
but why
open to
have you
doubt.
not seen him? Sorry, I thought you were done.
Yeah, what's the question?
Question is, why have you not seen this Eric DeBay, this pioneer, this legend? Why have you not seen him anywhere debating? Like, why isn't he here, for example, or Geo?
No, not that this is
or
the big
Nathan's
place.
or
This is
Well,
nothing.
maybe he has a family life. He has a wife. He lives in Taiwan. He was a teacher before, an English teacher. Now he does full time, and he uploads like every second day on his channel. And he has a forum for himself that he does. And he writes
but
books constantly and articles.
Yeah, but why doesn't he take the time to talk about in the forums where he could matter? Like, why doesn't he do that?
Well, I don't know if he doesn't talk with others, but he has his own forum.
You're not getting what I'm saying, huh?
He's only 2 or 3 months into it. I see.
Well, if that's the case, then you have a lot to digest. So yeah,
Mhm.
slowly.
He says that Mark Sargent is a shill.
Mhm.
That's another guy that you never see around.
Well, so you agree about that?
What?
Well, what else could he? I mean, I don't know about the word shill, but if you're passionate about something, right? Like, wouldn't you be in the places where people talk about it? Like, all he does is he goes around and on TV shows, right? You think
Yeah.
any one of us could have a chance to go on one of those shows and talk about what we talk about here?
That's not the problem. The problem is that he also doesn't really know his own points very well. Like when people ask him about flat Earth stuff, he's like, "Oh, really? I didn't know. I need to check that." So he's like clueless, and yeah, and he also has that weird attract. He's a magnet to like these TV shows.
What about the flat Earth
Exactly.
thing? Is should everybody know?
What?
I mean, you said when asked about the flat Earth positions, he doesn't know about them. Which are the
Yes, Mark Sargent.
yeah? Which are the particular flat Earth positions that you think people should be aware of, and who makes people aware of the flat
Oh,
Earth
he
position?
was well, I'm not like I heard some actually I heard that in the forum, in the IFRS forum. So
Yeah, go on. What were the positions that he didn't know, or was it just people talking in general?
it was just people talking. So it's hearsay.
I say I'm not that I know Mark Sargent, but I mean, from what I've seen, he seems like a guy that's doing his best to try and explain things as best as they can, but they're stuck with a contradictory model name that they have to go with. Loads of flat earthers do the same. I mean, you can't literally think that you could go into a debate with anybody with that position, do you?
He thinks of some holograms thing. Without any proof.
Proof? What's proof?
What's proof?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like he doesn't. He just says that. He says that he thinks the moon is a hologram, but he doesn't really give any proof to it.
How would you give proof?
Well,
What
I
is
don't know.
proof?
It was a statement, so
Yeah, I know, but
you should give proof for
you've
it.
just you've just used the word. What is proof to you?
He says when he's asked why does he think so, he just says that's what I think, and he says why. You ask him why, he just says no, I don't. I'm not sure, but that's what I think. So he just mumbling stuff, even though without sticking to other stuff that's more concrete on the flat earth. That's what I heard from Eric Dubay. That if you want, I could show you the video where he calls him out.
So it seems like Eric Dubay calls people out.
Yes, yes.
Do you think that's what flat Earth is about?
What do you mean? What's flat Earth is about?
Well, in order to prove you're not a shill or you're genuine, it seems that you garner favour by calling other flat earthers out. I mean, it's not I'm saying that. In a general sort of thing, I'm noticing it at the minute. I don't know how long you've been in this game and all of the different factions
Yeah,
that are involved
like
in Flat Earth.
like because of the Flat Earth Society, that's proof in and Alex Jones. I think that's proof enough for shills being in the part of the picture.
Mhm.
And now the question is, who isn't a shill?
Yeah.
And so people are
Even
scrambling,
if
trying
people
to
like Eric
understand
Debate
who's a shill
pointing-
and
Yeah.
who's an imposter and who isn't. And so, yeah.
But an imposter for what? That's the thing.
What do you mean? Well, I don't know, for the government, for NASA, for
Yeah,
whatever.
but what about if you think that flat Earth is something that's not flat? Who's being the imposter? Like, what's going to be honest? If you're starting off with a contradiction, how do
No.
you say and point fingers at somebody and say, he has no proof for the hologram moon, therefore he's a shill? We'll just stay being flat earthers, even though you can't have a proof for something that doesn't exist anyway. There's no proof for a flat earth. In fact, there's proofs it's not flat. So, I mean, who is being the shill? And if everybody's pointing at everybody else, calling everybody shills, what's the govern of who isn't a shill? Or why are people bothered about the drama? Because it's happening with Nathan Oakley at the minute. Nathan Oakley and Jaren. I don't know whether you know anything about that. Jake the asshole has been doing the similar sort of thing, pointing fingers at people, saying, you're a shill, you're a shill, you're a shill. Like No Tanks was alluding to earlier about Dave Weiss.
Well, it's strange that his app needs you to track your location constantly if you agree to it.
It doesn't actually track your location, does it?
Why not?
Because it's within an area, and it's only every
No,
blip,
it's
every now and
direct.
again.
It can access direct location
Ooh, how'd you
if
know
you
that?
agree to it, because I have the app.
Mhm. And that they have control of your location.
I think your phone already takes care of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
don't think
know.
you need an app.
It's your
But I'm
phone
also
that
pretty
does
sure
that.
it's not just his app. If it does track your location, I'm pretty sure every app tracks your location. I'm pretty sure
Absolutely.
that's
And your
fine
phone
print
as
on it.
well.
No, you need to give permission for that. But yeah, I agree that.
Mhm.
But look, it could be specifically designed for garnering some data collection.
Could be.
It's on your phone.
Yeah. Your phone,
It's
that's
already on your
what your
phone.
phone does.
Yeah.
All of the
Yes,
details of
but
wherever you are.
it could be specifically
Everything
for
you
flat
see.
earthers. Could be specifically for flat earthers.
What do you mean?
Are you
It
using your
is.
phone as the
Is
vessel
it?
to do that on?
That's who gets
To
the
do
app.
what?
What are you talking about? There's an app that is for flat earthers, right? Because it's the Flat Earth Sun and Moon clock app.
Yeah, but it could be a honeypot.
What do you mean?
Well, yeah, sorta. Well, like the government could create the flat Earth app, then garner all people who believe in the flat Earth, track their location, and then reserve that
Hit
information
squad.
for whenever they'll need it.
To be able to say you're a flat earther.
Maybe.
I've got the app. I'm not a flat
No,
earther.
they might be doing it for that, or they might be doing it to see, statistics like how many people think the Earth is flat. Can they still keep on this show going? Can they try what can they do to try suppress it? I don't know. Just
You
for
think there's a
data
big
mining.
government thing about flat Earth?
What?
Is that because that's what Eric DeBay's done to you? You know, give you that idea that they could be tracking particular flat earthers? You think people are bothered about flat earthers?
I think so, yeah. The NASA especially, you know. If the Earth is flat, then
The Earth isn't
that's
flat, though. It's obviously not flat. So I don't think anybody's worried about anything like that.
Look, Bev, I don't like. Look, you understand what I'm saying, so don't try to force me into your language.
I'm not trying to force you into anything. I'm trying to go with what
You're
an average
don't
normal
gaslight.
person
No,
thinks.
Bev, don't gaslight. You're
I'm not
gaslighting.
gaslighting, yeah.
You're gaslighting. You're gaslighting.
Gaslighting
You're
now?
constantly not. You're not letting me just use the language that you actually agreed before that you would agree to for me to use, and now you're constantly berating me and gaslighting me.
Why do flat earthers dislike
Berating
Bev?
you? I
I
don't
don't
know.
get it.
They don't like hearing it's not flat.
I don't understand
They
it.
get upset.
Okay, look, this is not a very friendly environment. So
Okay.
What happened? No, what happened? We were just having a conversation. All of a
no,
sudden,
no,
you
sorry.
mentioned that, and then you said, and you just flipped the
Look,
script,
fine.
man.
You know what? No, look, it's getting late. I'm serious. It's getting late.
Alright.
But on another serious note, this conversation wasn't that pleasant, to be honest.
It
Although
was not, or it
some
was.
points were, it wasn't.
Oh,
Oh,
Although some
sorry.
points were
I'm
interesting, I agree.
sorry.
what was the least pleasant part of the conversation? You think?
The fact that you constantly you're a broken record about me using the flat Earth or flat to describe it.
Yeah, it's awful, isn't it? I know.
Hmm.
It's not flat, though.
Well, it's bad because it's unproductive. It's just
So you think mountains are flat? Got it. Okay. Well, rest well, man. Sorry, you.
that's a strawman argument
It's a
again.
straw man saying that
Yes, it
things
is.
that aren't flat aren't
Yes.
flat.
Terrain
You
is
think
flat.
is
Okay.
a
All right. Good
straw man.
night.
All
Good
right, see you
night.
later.
Good night.
Yeah, that was nice.
I don't. What happened? He just all of a sudden he just. You saw
Yeah,
it, right? Like
somebody
he
called
just.
him off. I thought that was bacon, to be honest.
Strange.
He did say he'd been in here about 3 months ago.
I think I recall listening in when he was here once, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. His voice sounded familiar.
Okay.
Mm.
Well, that was good. Yeah, I'm sorry if any flat earthers. It's not flat, though.